case was going to simmer down. This is getting crazy. But we're going to listen to what Dominique Alexander had to say. He's giving interviews now. Hold on. He's giving interviews, and as people say, he's dropping tea on the family. And we're going to take a listen to this. He's dropping it, man. Dominique Alexander. He was the spokesperson for the family. And he's sitting up here. He telling it all now. Dominique Alexander. He's telling it all. And it's not looking good for Karmelo Anthony family, man, that he's doing this. And that's what's happening right now. And I'm going to key up the interview. And it says Dominique Alexander speaks.
They blame me. And I did my research. It seemed like you stick your neck out every time when tragedy strikes.
Let me stop. Let me stop right there. Guys, this is not good. He was backdoored, boy, and they got they got this family good, bro. Holy crap. They got him good. Let me explain something real quick for those that's coming in. And for those that's watching the rebroadcast, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also send this to someone. You know, now we can message on YouTube now, right? Send this video to a message someone. Let them see this. So Dominique Alexander, he was the spokesperson for the Karmelo Anthony and his family. For Karmelo Anthony and his family, remember? Remember he was the guy that held the press conference? Oh, he telling it all now. He getting his Charleston White on. Okay? It's gonna mess around and ruin this guy's chances for appeal. Well, it's not gonna ruin his chances of appeal. People are saying this incorrectly. Karmelo Anthony has the right to appeal his case 30 days after his conviction. So he's already set that up already. So he's going to get an appeal. But is he going to get some action in the appeals? Is it going to be favorable to him? We don't know yet. But saying that it's going to ruin his chances of appeal, that's false. He has a right to appeal the case. He is going to appeal the case. Okay? It don't matter what nobody say. He's going to get before that board and see if they're going to accept and see if they're going to get him a new trial, get this case thrown out, or whatever the case is. They will make a decision on that. But Dominique Alexander, the family spokesperson, is now talking, man. All right? He talking. He talking. And let me just say this. If I had dealings with the family, you guys not going to know about it. You guys not going to know the inner workings of stuff with the family. Without further ado, let's just get into it, man.
Hey, man, I had to go with Dominique. You the man of the hour. Oh, man. Man, don't be the man of the hour, but we do the work we can. Like, and I sit there and watch everybody. They blaming you. They blaming you. And I did my research. It seemed like you stick your neck out every time when tragedy strikes. If people didn't know, the most event downtown, the law release, you set it up. The family, nobody else set it up. You set it up.
Let me stop right there. This whole interview was set up. Okay? This whole interview was set up. And I can tell by how Dominique Alexander is looking in this interview. It's not good. This interview was set up for us to hear this. Let's continue. If you don't know, this is Dominique Alexander speaking. He is the spokesperson for the Karmelo Anthony. So let's listen.
And I'm watching this situation right now. Was you the first to jump on? First one to help this man. First sense of hope and possibility. First person to tell the family, hey, I'm gonna do my best to do whatever I can. You know what I mean? When we first contacted this family, they were getting death threats. They were getting people coming to their house, surrounding them. They didn't know what was going on. They hadn't talked to their son just quite yet. They really didn't understand the level of magnitude. Mind you, we're getting this a situation, and I want to tell people all the time, as a human and civil rights organization, Next Generation, Next Network, this is normally a case that we wouldn't get involved with. Right. Because this is normally just a criminal case where the situation um, happens, and the situation, whatever, unless a family called us or directed us, we really had people reaching out to us about this case and saying, hey, can you help this kid, and going out because of the racial tones that were going on. Like, it's a week. No, but it was the day, it was the night. Which was the night. The night that this tragedy happened, you had, no, I didn't. I reached out to Friday that it happened, like 2 days later. So right when this happened, you see WFAA and you see all these reporters and people and comments, and you see right wing commentators, Megan Kelly, and all these people putting out all these stuff or whatever. It's like, why you gotta be a monkey? Why you gotta be a nigger? Why you gotta be this? Why all these threats? You know what I'm saying? So everybody's seeing this, North Texas, everything, and like the white supremacy people just running with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should be harmed, he should be shot in the head, all of this. So our organization, like, okay, whatever he did, he deserved due process. You know what I'm saying? This is before I even know the situation, know the case. Everybody deserves due process. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm knowing it of this county because I'm born and raised in Oak Cliff. I know some similarities of this county. I know that this county has a history of hanging niggas. And the reality is okay, so somebody get me in contact with this family so that I can be able to help them with the best thing I can. So you get in contact with them. Who brought the lawyers on board? So you get the two different situations. So when I came to the situation, there was an attorney called Big Billy Clark, right? And there was an attorney called Kim T. Cole. Right. And those attorneys were brought in only for the simple fact of, I don't care when I get a situation there's somebody incarcerated. The only person that can get to a person is one with a bar card, right? And I don't care whether it's a personal injury attorney or whatever it is. Get to him, tell him to shut up. It got support out here. His family is out here. Everything, right? I told the family, I said, hey, we're gonna set up your fund. We're gonna do whatever, you know what I mean. Do whatever we can. We're gonna bring in, security, all this different type of stuff. I told them, I said, hey, y'all gotta find an attorney because these attorneys are not, you know what I'm saying, the permanent attorneys. This one doesn't have experience. And Kim T. Cole, although somebody virally said, Kim T. Cole is my organization's general counsel. Right. You know what I'm saying? Kim T. Cole is a good sister. Kim T. The water bill in my house is in Kim T. Cole's name. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it just, the pure stupidity of theater that people saying, oh, you fired a black woman attorney to hire. This woman is a civil attorney. You can go on the Texas bar thing and look civil. And so you actually brought her in just to get back there in the back to talk to her. Just talk to him. That's it. That was the whole purpose. That was to get him to shut up because we had just when we were sitting with the family, we had got a pastor of one community church. This is the church that they were going to right now. The senior pastor never reached out to him. He said he had just left and spoke to Karmelo. And so, that's cause of alarm. What the hell are you doing back there? He wanted a co-pastor. So we like, okay, he don't need to talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because evidently they didn't send this pastor there. You know what I'm saying? To talk to him. Because how do you skip to go visit their baby and you ain't even reached out to them? But you go to him and then reach out to him later, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, of course, it's like, okay, let's shut this down. And then so what happened was is I leave that situation and I reach out automatically to Frisco Police Department and say, hey, They get threats, all this different types of stuff or whatever. They all this. Y'all need to do whatever y'all need to do. I scheduled a meeting with them. Now, Rain, I told these people I'll come to Frisco. They came all the way to Dallas to my office to meet with me. Right. Lied to me and said they had a meeting at DPD. Now, they ain't had no damn meeting at DPD. They said, don't let this nigga come to my city. You know what I'm saying? And so they came. And so the mother and the dad reached out to me and said, hey, why aren't you in these meetings? I said, what meetings are you talking about? And there was a PR person named Casey Fox that was on this case. And she sent out a press release that Billy Clark and Kenty Cole was the attorneys. Everybody was like, what the hell, blah, blah, this, they ain't got no experience, blah, blah. And so I told the family, this is Sunday. They got a bond here Tuesday. Whoever you want to meet with, like, you got to find an attorney today because if you don't want to reschedule this bond here, you got to. So I had a meet with another attorney, a black attorney. The first attorney I had to meet with was black. Rain asked me what the price that black attorney would charge. $500,000. They weren't talking until they gave them 200,000. What the white man say? 75,000. Yeah. And so my thing was is like you got this reaction to this case and you act like, say man, if it was all these nigga attorneys that want to go out there and help that baby, it wouldn't have been no public feeling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what people don't understand is that as an organization, I'm not an attorney. So if you come to me and say you need my help, I have to put you in a conference room and then you meet with the attorney. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not protected by attorney-client. So people don't know you just a middleman. You just basically, you know what I'm saying? I'm just the navigator. People on the news looking at you like you are the attorney. That's what I'm the attorney. I'm the daddy. I'm the. But you place yourself in there. You place yourself in the place of this case. I placed myself to gap to make sure that this family was protected. You know what I'm saying? But if people don't sit there and educate themselves, right? You know what I'm saying?
The problem is, guys, this is Dominic Alexander talking. He's no longer affiliated I don't think he's no longer affiliated with the family. And he is not protected by attorney-client privilege. So he can sit here and tell us everything. And some of the stuff he's telling us is not good. For those that know about this legal system, it's not good. It's just not good. The stuff he's saying right now. He shouldn't even be saying nothing at all, but he is.
You can go on any one of my social media sites and look at this and all this type of stuff, whatever, right? When that family go in there and meet with that attorney, they tell me what that attorney said. That attorney, I'm not protected by attorney-client privilege. You know what I'm saying? Did you do it for the money? What money? The 600,000 I keep hearing about. I don't have access to that. You said you helped them start it. When you get it started, that fund was started by KC Fox. When you get it started, you point it to a person. It was pointed to the mother. So the mother had access to it. Yes, the family got the funds and had access to it and paid for the attorney. Man, we was hearing you was buying all this shit with it.
All right, stop right there. He's saying that the family got access to the money and they started paying the attorneys. So they had access to this money. People saying they didn't. They did. I believe him because he's sitting up there. See, the thing is, he's not affiliated with the family no more. He probably didn't even get what he was supposed to get, but now he's sitting up here talking. You see what I'm saying? Now he's telling us. He's telling it. Like Charleston White was telling it, he's telling it.
Man, listen, whatever people want to think, you know what I mean? That's why I can't keep up with the internet, the bloggers, or whatever. You mean to tell me you can have full control of this? No. It was a house ball. No, they was renting their house. And they still renting their house. The fancy designers and all that. Whatever they, I'm about to say, whatever that Anthony family had prior to, The daddy was a finance man. Right. So you sitting here talking about cars. When you work at a dealership, you know people that work at a dealership, they can pull off any car in the lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but like people sitting there when they post that picture about the house in the car, that picture was 2023. The house or whatever. Hell, when I came there, I was surprised that they lived in a gated community and stuff. Because the way that you saw it online, you would have thought they were living in Section 8 or something. Or whatever. You would have known poor black men. No, they were a decent family. The dad had a good job. You know what I'm saying? And the wife, you know what I'm saying? Mother, Kayla is one of the most beautiful souls ever. You know what I'm saying? A real structured woman or whatever, take care of her kids. You know what I mean? Sweet, polite. You know what I'm saying? Every time Karmelo looked at me, he said, yes, sir, no, sir. You know what I'm saying? Every time, not one time or whatever that he ever looked at me, he did not say, no, sir, yes, sir. Every last child in that house. So when you come in the first person to represent them, helping them, you can fire you after the trial. No. So you're not fired. You can't get fired to what you never was hired. Yeah. I'm the president.
Okay, but hold on a second. But he was sitting there at the press conference and stuff like that. He was never hired. He didn't get nothing out of this. No wonder he's sitting up here talking.
The Next Generation Action Network. That's a human and civil rights organization. But I report to 14 people on the board of directors and make good money in doing that. I founded this organization when I was 25 in 2014. I work for the organization. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the organization accepts to help families when they have situations. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you help the black on black crimes? When I can, I do. When they see you out there with Zeta Wizard, guess what? You know why? What? Because but around that time when Zeta Wizard was coming, you gotta remember, during this time people don't even understand. I lost my own son to violence. You know what I'm saying? If people look at my social media or whatever, you'll see me actually having to go in front of in Saginaw, Michigan, one for the judge and sentencing and all that type of stuff, whatever. When I first started doing activism was Black on After Violence. It was after Delisa Kelly was beaten and strangled to death and found. I literally created a law in the state of Texas called the Clear Alert for victims of imminent dangers between the ages of 18 to 64. You know, who did the response when Siobhan Randall was found in that house, in that vacant house, and with Michael Titus years ago, right there down the street from home? You know what I mean? So the reality is, it's been a number of times. Who was there when and told them niggas on Second Street when that little 6-year-old got shot right there at the TMA and charged them up? You know what I'm saying? And literally brought all those Panthers down that doggone street. And so, like, bro, we've always been this. You know what I'm saying? You want to assert yourself on high profile cases just for the look. No, because I'm gonna tell you about 80% of the work that I do. But probably 90. You never even know. You know what I'm saying? Who organized the kids to walk out of Sappho Cliff High School? Who led to a $62 million renovation? Who? There were 600 kids. It's 1,600 kids. Sappho Cliff High School is the highest academically rated comprehensive high school in Dallas ISD right now. Sister Good. 5 championship appearances. My name is on the building. You know what I'm saying? Who built the John Lewis Social Justice Academy, rebuilding in Lincoln? Who built in downtown Dallas School with the first time in Texas where an all African American construction team is on that building? So if somebody want to sit here and say, man, I'm not just no ambulance chaser and all that type of stuff or whatever. If you know me, I prefer not to. But you know, when I was walking out of that Collin County courtroom, I didn't say, hey, cameras, come to me. You didn't have to. You walked there like mafia. They didn't, but at the end of the day, the work speak for itself. They said you drove up with a bunch of Suburbans and hopped out, but you, like the man in black. But you gotta realize, in this case, People not understanding what people had to go through to stand in the gap for this family. Rain, I had to move. Nigga, you saw her in my house. You know what I'm saying? Apartment when I was living downtown. Was it working? I'm sitting here with anytime I've made the personal sacrifice of my life of standing and being the president of the next generation, Action Network, right? But I have children.
Man, that county give it up like that. Everybody had to move that was involved with this case. Everybody had to move. And Texas is a gun friendly state. I'm not moving nowhere. You come in my you come give me some trouble if you want to, and we all gonna make CNN. You know what I'm saying? I'm not moving nowhere. You know how they say, well, I had to move my house and we were getting harassed. Yeah, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I'm sorry, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. Texas is a gun friendly state. I have a right to protect myself. You come to my house and try to and give me some drama. Okay. I firmly believe I'd rather be judged by 12 and carried by 6. I'm that type of person. So I'm not moving nowhere. I heard the family had to move and rent a house and all this stuff. They should not have moved. You don't see the Metcalfs moving. No, I'm not moving. They getting swatted too. It seems like everybody getting it, but the thing is, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. You know what I'm saying? This universe doesn't reward you for being scared. They don't. Because I learned that yesterday. I had to go through something yesterday, and the universe does not reward you for being scared. You have to be a warrior in this life. You have to be a warrior. I'm sorry. Okay? But he said he had to move. It seemed like everybody getting new money around here. Okay? What you got to move for? So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I must have see. Somebody told me growing up in this area is a different type of poverty. That's what somebody told me, and we're not scared of nothing around here. We're not. That's what somebody told me. My boy told me that a long time ago. He said growing up in the Essex County area, it's a different type of level of poverty that nobody ever experienced. And they said we ain't scared of nothing. I guess that's what it is. I'm not moving nowhere. Okay. Just had to go through something yesterday with my car. They sitting up here lying to me. I said, let me tell you something. I'm not picking up my motherfucking car until y'all fix it. Facts. Y'all gonna fix that. I said, y'all, and I ain't paying. I said, I'm not paying no additional. I gave y'all 1,700. That's all I'm giving you. And you know what they said? You can pick up your car today, sir. You can pick it up today. Now you can't be scared out here. You can't be scared. Sometimes it's okay to do 3 hots in a cot. You just have to have that mentality sometimes. Sometimes it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna sit up here and be scared of nobody. Okay? You're not gonna be scared of nobody. I don't give a damn if you're in Frisco, Texas. I don't give a damn declaring out there. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You better go to that store. You better go to that store and get your AR-15. You know what I'm saying? And call it a day. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody talking about I had to move. I had to do this. I had to do that. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Nope. We ain't in the 1940s no more, man. Where everybody can get guns these days. So something's not right. You said now I'm about to address that in a second. Give me a second about the judge. You said now the Carmelo camp is lying that the judge retired. These okay. I'm glad you brought that up. That's false. The judge said that. You remember this is before the case even started. You remember the judge said this is going to be my last high profile case, but he said I have more cases to do until the end of the year. The judge already did his time. He moving on. But see, what they're saying is they trying to make it seem like he's retiring because he messed up somewhere in the case. They're lying, guys. This thing is up. This thing is crazy. It's like it's an organization form to spread misinformation. And then it's this dude that go around on Instagram. He went viral. He like the dude that always be saying "girl" and popping his lips. That dude. He the one said that girl. He said the judge is retiring because of his case. So I comment on the video. I said, "Yo, why you lying?" I said, "You lying?" I said, "That's not why he's retiring." So all these people have been compromised. All these people that go, um, I can't let you see it if I'm letting we listening to it right now, but I'm talking because I have to do commentary. I give you the link later and you watch it yourself. But I have to do commentary because these people are already messing with me. So he's lying. All these content creators, it's like they're being compromised. Like to say that to spread a narrative. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue.
These people are still calling the phone today sending death threats. So do you feel like you failed this boy? Let me tell you this, right? If anybody that helped in this situation, and if you can't have a personal complex of yourself, like a personal accountability, anytime a case comes without the outcome that I didn't want, your personal thing, you feel like you failed. And many people around me, Dominique, you did the best you can.
Stop. You see how he went all around it and put all these words together to explain a simple question? You don't believe people like that. You have to know when to not mess with nobody. That's a red flag. What he said was a simple question. It don't involve a lot of explaining. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Nah, you can't come up here and say rest in this. See, I'm not. See, you like this is my. See, here's the thing. This is my channel. Hold on a second. Let me get him out of here. User. There we go. Yeah, you can't come up here and say all that. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and go. Yeah, I know he was going to retire a long time ago, but no, that's not what they're saying now. They're saying that he's retiring because of the case. He's already put his time in. He already put his time in. Judges retire all the time, but that's how they do it. E. That's how they do it. E. They be lying.
I know I did the best I can. But a personal example, when I look at a baby that, see, you saying Carmelo Anthony name, the different people saying Carmelo Anthony name, I know Carmelo. He should have in his eyes. No, that boy is a sweet man. The boy is so intelligent, man. The little boy is so intelligent and articulate, man. This boy right here is like a nephew to me. You know what I'm saying? The other day when people, the day after this, and people are responding and this, that, and the third, Robert knows this man. When they went on the camera and people saying Rex, I didn't even want to talk. You know what I'm saying? The the anger that was on me, the anger of the frustration that I have about this attorney, the all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, when I remember the other day, the next day, that my operations director was trying to keep somebody from showing me Carmelo's mugshot, and somebody did, and I literally fell to my knees, man, because I think people think this is a game.
He didn't fall to his knees. I don't believe that. You mean to tell me you fell to your knees when you saw the mugshot, man? Come on, man. See, when somebody lie about little something like that, why are you gonna believe everything else? There's no way he fought. Why would you fall to your knees? That's not normal. You fell to your knees when you saw the mugshot? That's normal to have a mugshot. It's normal when people get arrested. But you fell to your knees? Come on, stop with all the dramatic stuff.
This is about clickbait. How did they give to TC that fast? I never in my history have seen someone go to trial and be shipped to TC the next morning. Now let me tell you this, bro. Right? In high profile cases, they are done that way, but in a sense, they deliberately, that does not eliminate the fact that they deliberately tried to make a statement with this. Okay? Because we know that whatever the hell they had on Carmelo is not what they were down there. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like we know that shit. You know what I'm saying? We got this a whole Facebook group, and and Facebook page when niggas on live and all that type. We know they don't wear that down there. So what?
You say he's a fraud. I can see the way he's talking. I'm just letting him talk because he's not supposed to be giving no information. Because judges are listening to this. Future judges. I mean, the future judges that's going to be presiding over the case in his appellate. They're listening. They're human beings like everybody else. They're listening. People send them videos all the time. Hey, check this out, and they're gonna keep that in their memory bank. So yes, he could possibly hurt them. Let's see what else he's saying.
What do he got? You know what I'm saying? So we know that is a statement.
Who knows what else he gonna say? We only 18 minutes in on a 45-minute video. I don't know what else he gonna say. Yeah, it's the same person.
No, that's a statement. But the reality is that people are coming at me about the legal process. I had to observe it just like everybody else. The dad said that he was advised not to have a white lawyer. He was advised not to speak to certain people. He was advised the defense counsel was trying to keep him from certain people. That certain person was me. It's multiple people that I didn't show in attorneys that came out on social media and said, hey, no, Dominique actually had them meet with me. So why are they blaming you? The family blaming you now. The family's not. This is somebody's interpretation of it. Yeah, the way he put the words together, we think everybody talking about the defense counsel. But you got some people thinking I'm the defense counsel. Niggas don't know what you is.
Now he's right about that. Some people seem to think that he was one of the lawyers. That was another thing. He's not. He was a representative. He's not a lawyer. But some people are running with that. Guys, there's people having panels just sitting up here lying. They are. They now this I saw a panel. Everybody saw the video on the panel. Everybody. Okay? And everybody is sitting up. You could tell they're lying. You could tell. You could tell they're sitting up there lying. As old as they are. I ain't never seen nothing like this case. Is that how y'all get down in Texas, man? Y'all seem like y'all stuck in the 1940s in Texas. In certain areas in Texas, y'all must be stuck in the 1940s, man. The way as slow as y'all are. And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about these people that's lying. Because everybody can see that they're lying. They stuck, man. They stuck in time or something. Not everybody, but them people that's lying.
He said that he didn't say the man's name, but he said the defense counsel was trying to keep. He was instructed to hire this attorney. He was told that it was probably good that you had white attorneys and all that type of stuff. And those are things that we were told. But these are things that we were dealing with the cards that were dealt to us, man. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like.
Now this guy, I think he has a sense on how the system works because he was in the system. So he knows how all this goes. He knew that the kid needed to hire an attorney ASAP. He did know that. And he said that he needs to get an attorney fast so he can shut up. Because remember, he was talking to the cops. Remember, he said, it's not alleged. I did this. So yes, he did. They need to tell somebody. Somebody needed to tell this kid to shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because you don't say it too much already. You know what I'm saying? He said, I did this. You know what I'm saying? It's not alleged. I did this. Somebody was supposed to tell him to be quiet. Be quiet. Like if let's say if he had called his mother when this happened, don't say nothing to the cops. Just let us deal with this. Let us get you some representation and be quiet. No matter what, just be quiet. You got to teach your kids this. You know how you teach your kids ABCs? Teach your kids if you get locked up to be quiet. I know somebody right now, their kid is doing I think he's doing 25 years. I think he got a flat 25, if I'm not mistaken. He got a flat 25 because it's murder. And did all they can to give him a good life, and he's still in jail for murder. Did all they can. You know, the crazy thing is, only reason why I feel slighted, I didn't have all, I didn't, well, no, my mother did all she could too when I was younger. She did. I went to private school and stuff, but I still lived in a not so good neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? These kids lived in a great neighborhood. Even some of my friends that lived in a great neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Some people lived in Seven Oaks, some people live here, some people lived up in Ivy Hill and Montclair, some lived in Maplewood, South Orange, over there by Columbia High School, and still got locked the fuck up. How does that happen? When you have a good life, big ass house, and you still gonna get locked up. It's just sometimes it's like that, man. Some people make bad choices. That's it. But I can't understand it. I can't understand it. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You said if both were black, oh excuse me, if both were black, every black mother in America would be like, why that boy have a knife at the school? No, they wouldn't even be saying that. Some people wouldn't even care. Okay, you know how I can prove it? At the Knicks parade yesterday, I just didn't get to it yet. I'm going to get to it. There was a guy that was cut in the face at the Knicks parade. It was blood everywhere. They cut him with a broken bottle. They sliced guys. Whoever did it, he didn't even see it coming. They sliced him good, man. His face ain't never gonna be the same. They buck 50'd him right at the They gave him a buck 50 right at the Knicks parade. You know what a buck 50 is? That's how many stitches he got to get. 150 to hold his face up. They sat there and I don't know if they. You know what they did? They poked him and sliced him. They poked him and went down with it. That's what they did to him. It was blood everywhere. The good thing about it is though, he lucky he didn't lose his eye. He didn't lose his eye though. The cut is going down the side of his face. It's going down the side. It started at his head though, and it's going down the side of his face. That's where they got him. I just didn't get to it yet, but I think the person got away. Whoever did it, they got away with it, which means that they were in that crowd. I don't know how they got away. Yeah, that's New York for you. But the thing is, I was telling people, be careful going to that thing. You got to know how to stay out the way. He probably was out there wilding out himself, and somebody got him.
Man, listen, I've been doing this for a long time. Every black attorney that I called or whatever it may be, and the different ones, it's not like all of them responded saying, "Man, I want to go down there and call the county." You know different attorneys that don't go to Terry or Kaufman or Ellis or Common. You know what I'm saying? I want to deal with that or didn't. You know what I mean? I kept caught a case more than 8 years ago, and I had a black attorney, Bree West. She was out there doing the recaps for WFAA. She will literally tell you this white damn judge wouldn't even look up at her. Why would y'all bring somebody from Dallas County to Collin County? He practiced in Dallas, in Collin. That was through the.
Okay, I answer your question. It's not $1 million question. It's an easy question. You said that's the $1 million question. Why did he carry a knife to school property? It wasn't technically school property. It was at a track. It wasn't at a school property. I don't think that was a school. It was a park where that happens to have a track. What was Carmelo' intention and state of mind? He was carrying a knife for protection. Okay, that's why he had it. That's my best guess. Just in case a MF would. You get it now? Just in case an MF would touch him. You get it now? You have any other questions? Or is that the most common sense question you ever heard? I have to say it like this just to, get y'all riled up this morning. The track is owned by the school district. Okay, yeah. Technically, let's be technical about it. Yes, it's owned by the school district, but it wasn't at a school. Now, it's not against the law to carry a knife, but maybe at that event, yeah, he shouldn't have carried it there. But you said your question was why and what's his mind state? Well, I can't speak for his mind state because I'm not him. But let me guess. Let me take an educated guess. First off, he carried the blade for protection, and I wish an MF would touch me and see when I get to work with this here. Okay? He was so proficient with that knife, I bet you he practiced it at home. I bet you he practiced what he would do with that knife at home. He did it so fast. Ain't no amateur doing it that fast. Sorry. He had to practice that. Like somebody come, whoop, got him. Somebody do this, whoop, got him. Okay? That person didn't stand a chance sitting up there putting his hands on Mr. Mello. You hear me? He ain't stand a chance. He probably practiced it. Like, all right, boom, get him there, disable him. It's self-defense. Okay? And I bet you, if I'm a betting man, he did it and twisted it and took it out. If I'm a betting man, he twisted a little bit. That's how savage it was. That's how savage it was, man. You said it now. What's the ending? He got to do his time. He lucky he didn't get life. That's the ending. That's the ending. And I'm saying it like that because some people have that mentality. Now, here's the thing. I thought he was quiet. He's not a quiet kid because I saw another video of him at an event. He was the loudest one at the event. He was the most outgoing and loudest one at the event. But for me, it was kind of corny though, the way he was acting. But he's not quiet. So he's not above the shit talking to people. So I believe him and that kid, the victim, got into a pissing contest with each other. And he just didn't want to fight with his hands because he already practiced it already at home. Yeah, touch me if you want to now. Don't come no closer now. As long as you don't touch me, we good. And he had his hand in his bag. So what he did was when he had his hand in his bag, he flipped the knife open. The kid didn't see it. He flipped it open, and that's why he put his hand in his bag so you couldn't see it. He flipped it open. So he already knew what he was getting ready to do if that kid had got closer. That kid had no way of survival. He had none. That's why the jury voted the way they did. I'm just telling y'all this. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how many people lying. They can keep lying. They can keep lying from here to Saturday. It's not going to change how that jury felt. Okay? He flipped that thing open in his bag. Come close if you want to. And that's what he did. I bet you when he stuck him, he twisted it a little bit. He turned it while he did it. And he took it back and ditched the knife. Savage. That was savage. And that's what happened. That's the answer to your question why he had the knife. In my, if I had to take a guess.
Research. He practices out there. He has multiple different cases out there. So when you're looking for an attorney, you're going to look for who practices in the county. So if somebody is, it's easy to Monday night quarterback, but you got to realize we have 24 hours to do this. This is not a process where, okay, let's do this, let's do this. I even told one of the black attorneys, the crazy part, I even told one of the black attorneys, hey man, do the bond hearing for me so that the family have time to find an attorney. Oh man, fuck all that. They can give me. I'm just telling you what they responded. I'm not trying. What's God like? Fuck all that. I can't go. What's God? If they can't pay my attorney fee, then they what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, they don't even have the. They don't have the money. They don't have access to the money. Like people sitting there saying the fund. They're sitting there saying the fund. But this family did not have access to that fund until 2 to 4 weeks afterwards. Carmelo was already home. You gotta realize, like, Carmelo was bonded out with support of no limit bail bonds and CT. You know what I'm saying? I went to the hood to go do that. When we did the bond here, we came from Collin County all the way to Oak Cliff to bond him out and get. I used every network available for me. You know what I'm saying? To do this family didn't have access to this money. People, when you go and do online platforms and you raise money, that you don't get that the next day. You know what I'm saying? That ain't like a cash app account. You know what I'm saying? They have to, especially if you raise significant money, you gotta send ID, you gotta send bank stuff, you gotta send all types of stuff, and that go through a verification process. And then they email you and say release the funds. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like what I told somebody. I said, hey, if we had the time, all of those factors could be in consideration. You know what I'm saying? And even stuff that I was like, hey, with the dad, like, man, hey, well, let's go with Mike Howard and let's find the second chair, a black attorney. We did that. But even after the process, what people are not understanding as an organization and civil rights organization, one strategy or they having conversations.
You said, what do you do if your kid posted a gun and throwing up gang signs? You talking about Karmelo? Was that photo real? I don't know if that photo was real or not. It looked like it was though. It looked like the photo was real. You talking about him holding a rifle? Was that photo real? Yes or no? Does it look like it was? But his social media presence was scrubbed off the internet, like his Instagram and everything. I can't find it because I wanted to go back and look at the older pictures and see what he was doing. Yeah, I saw it. It was a picture of him holding a rifle, and he was throwing up something. I know kids take poser pics. It happens, but it goes to the mind state of the individual. I never posted poser pics. I don't do that. Normal people don't do that. I did see the photo. He did. It was a gun, and he was throwing up some type of sign. It could have been his dad gun or something. You know what I'm saying? It is Texas. Everybody got guns. Yep, this case has everything to do with him making a bad decision. That's it.
Even if they came to me and said, "Hey, Dominique, we need $10,000 for a pathology," I gotta give them money from the organization. But if I had questions about what this and how this gonna be, blah blah blah, this and the third, they're not at liberty to answer those questions. I'm not meeting with this man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever case he's putting up, when he put up, I'm a spectator just like you coming there and whatever, blah blah blah. I'm only there from a crisis management perspective to help this family resources move, bond them out, get the resources, connect them with. It's like connecting the dots with them. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that you stand in the gap and saying to all these white supremacists that are threatening them and this police department that's failing them, the same police department that was telling the world that the Metcalfs was getting that their house was getting basically what's that swatted. And then when it came to the Anthony family, they wasn't even reporting. They told them, oh, that's not a crime. No, you're supposed to report it. If I got a white boy walking around my house or whatever, I need you to document this because if I have to shoot this, you know what I'm saying? And so it was clear because it was about race. It was clear. But the part is that we didn't bring race into the situation. We saw it. So that's why I go back to the same thing where I said this is normally a situation.
You know what I would have did? Is there a reason why you walking down in front of my house at night? I would have stayed out there until his ass left with my rifle. I would have stayed out there. Me and you want to be Billy the Kid and Wild Bill Hickok? We're gonna play that today. You wanna do 5 steps and turn around and we have a duel? That's what we gonna do. You pick a damn character, Wild Bill Hickok or Wide Earth or whatever you want to be today. Pick a character because that's what we're gonna do today. You're not standing in front of my property. You're not standing in front of my property, man. Okay? So is that what you want to sit up here and do? Then we gonna sit up here and do. You can't be afraid to see these people do think we're afraid of them. They do. Because I just had a damn situation yesterday. I'm a customer. You don't sit up here and raise your voice to a customer. I said you gonna calm your motherfucking ass down, or I'm gonna come down there and you gonna say that shit to my face. I said that. I said it yesterday. I said, how about I come down there and you say it to my face then? How about that? I'm really from here. Okay? How about you come say that to my face? You can't let these people think you're afraid of them, yo. I don't care. And all of them don't think that way. All of them don't think that. I'm being demonstrative right now just to let you know how you got to treat these people. All of them don't act that way, but some of them they don't respect. And they think they can disrespect you and think you can take. I told him, I said, what time you get off work? Let's talk outside of work. His ass got scared. Let's talk when you get off work. I'll wait. Since you want to sit up here and act crazy. I said, you guys, you took that damn turbocharge off my car because you wanted to sell the shit. It has a VIN number on it. You better put it back on. Okay? Because you're not gonna sell parts of my car to somebody else. So what we gonna do is we gonna handle this when you get off work. If that's what you want to sit up here and keep talking saucy. He said, well, you're not supposed to be talking to me this way. I said, you ain't supposed to be yelling at me. I said, since you want to yell, we'll take it there. Since you want to yell. Okay? That's how you got to treat it. So if somebody sit up there, I'm being demonstrative for a reason. So if somebody want to sit up there and come at your house, you stand outside and wait with them and say, what you doing at my house? Let me tell y'all something, man. Did you know my grandfather told me this story? Um, yeah, he fixed it wrong. He did something. And you know what? You know how I know he fixed it wrong? He said, oh, all you need is just this right here. Well, why can't I pick it up today if that's all I needed? Because they fixed it wrong. You're right. They did. And they wanted to save face and said, well, we're going to keep your old battery and put a new. Well, okay, if that, all you know how it only takes 5 minutes to swap a battery. Why can't I get it today? I couldn't get it today because they did something wrong. There was a part that was loose or something. They did it wrong. But they want to sit up there and try to charge me anyway, like I'm stuck on stupid. Okay? Like I'm stuck on stupid. And then they gonna sit up there and try to talk to me any kind of way. I said, listen, bro, you want to sit up here and talk to me that way? What time you get off work? Well, what does that matter? I said, what time you get off work? I'll wait for you at your car. I'll wait for you, but I ain't coming alone. I'll wait for you at your car. Okay? So that's how you got to treat them. You can't sit up here and let these people think you scared of them. Did you know during the Jim Crow era, like when things were segregated, did you know that there was some black folks that they didn't mess with? Did you know that? They wouldn't even come on their property because they were scared of them. There was some people that had weapons waiting. You come on my property if you want to. Some of these World War II vets, some of these World War I vets. You know what I'm saying? Come on my property if you want to. You know what I'm saying? And see what happened. Because some of us did was serve in World War I and World War II, even world and wars before that. You didn't mess with them. They just say, hey sir. They called them sir and everything. They told us the history wrong. They did. They told us the history wrong. Everybody weren't slaves. Did you know that? Everybody weren't slaves around this motherfucker. Okay? Everybody wasn't. I'm trying to figure out during slavery, how come my grandmother owned property? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I thought everybody was slaves. How did she own property? Everybody wasn't. Matter of fact, if you don't believe me, look up the Melungeon people. Look them up. They were just chilling the whole time. Everybody wasn't scared. So you can't be scared with these people. If they don't respect you, just like somebody he said, "Oh, well, you don't go through Clark, New Jersey. You don't go through Clark, New Jersey. They don't want us there." I go through Clark all the time. I ain't afraid of these people. God got your back, and you have to trust in God. If you for you being scared, that means you don't trust in God. God put you through tests to see if you trust Him. If you don't trust in God, He's not going to reward you. God said, "Trust in Me and do as I say." Don't trust in man. Don't be afraid of man. And I guarantee you, the universe. I know Clark is racist, but I go there all the time. I don't give a fuck about them people. I do business there all the time. Okay, you're not supposed to walk in fear. Okay, you walk with God, and the universe will reward you. That's a whole fact. Okay, these people are human just like everybody else. Ain't nobody caring or whatever. What was that? That was it, Clark. What was the hell of that damn what's the name of that damn city that the mayor said he don't want no black people driving through there, and the state of New Jersey sued them. They sued. I think it was Clark. They sued the city. That's what I'm talking about. They really did say that they don't want no black drivers coming through there. No, you go through there anyway. As a matter of fact, if I still had my motorcycle, I'll get all my people together. We just ride through Clark real quick. How about that? We'll just ride through Clark real quick. Nah, man, you're not supposed to walk in fear out here. You said you have the Melungeon not. No, that was really a people. I'm not joking when I say that. That's really a group of people. That's what they were called. You know what I'm saying? That's where Lincoln came from them people. You said driving while black. I don't give a damn about driving while black. I don't give a damn if I'm driving while yellow. Okay, I don't care. I had just put somebody in check not too long ago. It was a police officer sitting up here talking to me crazy, like his parents didn't teach him no home training. I said, "You're not gonna talk to your elders like that." I told him that. I said, first of all, yes, I wasn't supposed to be parked in that spot. You're right about that. I wasn't supposed to be parked there, but you're not gonna sit up here and disrespect elders either. Okay? I know you. I know people don't raise you better than that. You're not gonna talk. You're not gonna talk down to your elders. You're not doing that. See, a lot of people don't know when you reach a certain age, you're from a protected class now. You're in a protected class. They can't do certain things to you without you suing. Did you know that? See, it's one thing to know about criminal court and your rule and your rights. Do you know about civil and your rights? Do you know that? You can sue. Maybe that's the universe blessing us to give us some money. Yeah, I'm gonna sue his ass. He did something to me. I'm gonna sue him. Okay? There's all type of litigation. There's all type of beautiful rules that apply to everybody. You just got to know them. They're not gonna tell you. You just got to know them. See, I'm the type of person where when I was in school, because I went to a Catholic school, right? I never forget it. Her name was Sister. What's her name? Sister Agnes. I never forget that I was in her damn religion class. She said, "This is the purest picture of Jesus we've ever seen. The purest picture." I said, "That's not Jesus." I blurted out in class. She said, "Listen, stop blurting out in class. If you have a question, raise your hand." So I raised my hand then. And she still wouldn't answer on me. I said, "Well, you said if I raise my hand, okay, what's your question?" I said, "That's not Jesus." She said, "Why?" I said, "Because the depiction of him don't make him look like no member of the Bee Gees." I said it just like that. And she thought everybody started laughing. And she thought I was trying to be funny. I wasn't laughing. And she kicked me out the class, saying I'm being disrespectful. No, first she said, "No, that is Jesus." I said, "Well, the Bible is not depicting him like that. It said he had wool, the skin of bronze, and the hair of wool." I said that looked more like James Brown than anybody. That sound more like James Brown than anybody. Before he put the treatment in his hair, then people just started rolling. Right? I wasn't laughing. So she said the reason why I said the angels, everybody white, everybody ain't nobody black up there. She said no because white is pure. She said that. She said that. I said, well, I'm black. I'm not pure. She said no. Nobody's pure. But she did say nobody is pure. She didn't just say because I was black. She said nobody's pure, and she kicked me out of class. Dad came in there, and he got it straight. Dad came in there, and he got it straight, and I bet you I went back in that class. He said, kick him out of class for that again if you want to. He said, because he ain't say nothing wrong. I said, y'all depiction is not, that ain't what Jesus looked like. That's Caesar Borgia. I found out that was Caesar Borgia when I got grown. That was really a person. That was a real person. I thought that was a made up person that they drew. No, that was actually a likeness of a real person, Caesar Borgia. You said, who cares about it? Yet another. See how people using that? They using what Charleston White said. That's why I hate Charleston White when he said that watermelon fell. Now people think it's okay. I wish you would say watermelon fell into my face. I wish you would. You'll be picking your motherfucking jaw up off the ground. I wish you would too. I wish you would say watermelon fell in and I was standing around. But you could say it online though. So you're gonna get up out of here with your watermelon fell in. Joe, get out of here. Let me see. Let me just go ahead and block him. See, that's because that stupid ass Charleston White. You said we should be worried about how people have been treating Mr. Jeff Metcalf. All right, let's continue.
You stand in the gap and saying to all these white supremacists that are threatening them and this police department that's failing them, the same police department that was telling the world that the Metcalfs was getting their house was getting basically what's it called, swatted, and then when it came to the Anthony family, they wasn't even reporting. They told them, oh, that's not a crime. No, you're supposed to report it. If I got a white boy walking around my house or whatever, I need you to document this because if I have to shoot this, you know what I'm saying? And so it was clear because it was about race. It was clear. But the part is that we didn't bring race into the situation. We saw it. So that's why I go back to the same thing where I said this is normally a situation that I would have got involved in. It was the factors of race and how the white supremacy world in the media and all that world literally started to run around the case, and how some of these influencers and right wing influencers started to say different things, and they were putting faces and they were posting stuff with Karmelo with a noose and all these different types of stuff, right? And so, like I told somebody, I'm getting inboxes, emails, and saying, "Hey, do y'all see this? Can y'all help them? Can y'all do this?" And so you can bring race. You can bring race. No, I can't. Man, it's in 2026. It is stupid for anybody to say to a black man saying, "I'm bringing race into this situation." I'm not there at this damn track meet. I don't know what's going on. I just see on my algorithms that this nigga died in the game. You go on WFA, it's the most racist damn comments on the bottom of it. You go in the morning, Nancy Grace, it's stuff going on, and then Megan Kelly, all these people, these right wing people, and with that, this family is getting flooded. Letters sent to them, people at their house, threats, phone calls, somebody finding their phone number, all these different types of stuff. So I tell people all the time, I'm not the attorney. I'm not a part of the legal process. I'm not protected by attorney-client privilege, right? All of these questions that some people have or whatever, I got the same question, same whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not in those meetings. When did you realize the lawyer was some bullshit? January. Oh, you knew back in January, February, March. I'm literally, there are attorneys that posted and put out saying, no, Dominique actually wanted to schedule meetings with us, with the family, to kind of you know what I mean, to fire this attorney and blah blah blah. But the decision was made that they had already invested so much money into this attorney, right? That change was not, you know what I'm saying? I gave my objection. Who idea was that to keep the attorney? It was the dad. That's the dad, the mama's position. You know what I'm saying? That's their position, and that's not a knock towards Andrew or Kayla. They were doing the best thing that they had because Andrew, when we created this fund, right, you gotta remember, the dad going to this man's job, he not able to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? So when we set up this fund, it was like they literally were dealing with the resources that was available to us. So they weren't in a position to make this move or do this move and different things of that nature, right? Right. And you know, I would say, but that was a decision that I had to respect them. That's a decision from them. And it's easy for somebody to even criticize, you know, easy for you to criticize them. But if you're not living in the moment, this family had to live the last year with the daddy. If you went out to a McDonald's, you had to put a hoodie on. You had to every day.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not putting no hoodie on. I'm carrying a pistol with me. I'm not as long as my pistol with me. I'm not carrying a hoodie. I'm not see that I don't believe all. I'm not doing that. The average person, let me say this, guys. The average person is not going to do nothing to you out here because there ain't nobody trying to risk their freedom for you because nobody cares. Guys, nobody care really at the end of the day. They don't care that much. I don't care if they're racist or whatever. They don't care about you that much to lose their freedom over you. They don't. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody caring that much. Like, okay, you guys, your son is gonna get his issue in court. He gonna get his issue. Ain't nobody caring about that, man. Ain't nobody caring about that too much, man. At the end of the day, I know people. A lot of people. See, here's the thing. A lot of people are trapped in their own minds. At the end of the day, and you got to look at things for like you got to look at things for what it is, right? That is we they could have been trapped in their own mind to think that, oh, people are out to get them because they probably was being paranoid about the situation. But if they just lived their life like normal, maybe they would get stares. But see, here's the thing: they the ones that had that press conference, so everybody can know what they look like. They shouldn't have had the press conference. Then maybe everybody wouldn't know what they look like. They should have kept themselves out of the media. So that kind of was their fault if people was giving them some static. They made themselves famous.
For 365 days, every day, there was a comment on social media, either YouTube, Facebook, anything about Carmelo. You know, these some bitches didn't even rest on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. You know what I'm saying? Every day there's a post about this doggone case, right? And so when people criticize them now, you gotta realize this family lived the whole year in agony. They couldn't go outside. They couldn't do certain things. You know what I'm saying? This dad couldn't just pick up no regular job. But they're saying that the dad of Austin dad actually said he came to the meeting job to pray. Why did you get him escorted? Good you asked that question. Because guess what? It's a criminal case, right? And so here's the thing. I get CBS 11 anchor, JD Miles, right? I'm getting ready. There's 17 cameras right here. The family is in the back, right? The dude come to me, he say, that's the dad. I said, what? Who dad? I never saw him, right? So hell, I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I say? So then he said right there, that man is standing right here. Okay? He ain't moving. He ain't said nothing to nobody. When you laid out, man, I'm looking like, what the fuck this nigga is? Bro, if you come to pray, and all this type of stuff, you come in my office. This is a private facility, right? Like, hey, bro, man, I just come here to pray. Blah blah blah. This, that, third. But if I just sit here and stand here, and I just stand here, I don't say nothing. I don't introduce myself to nobody. I just stand there.
Yeah, I kind of feel him on that because when Jeff Metcalf went to the press conference, he was just standing there, not saying nothing with shades on. So yeah, that was kind of like, yeah, I would have went up to him though. I said, "What's up? How can I help you?" And then he would have had to say what he had to say there. And then he said, "Well, I'm here to show solidarity." So that easily could have been addressed. You didn't have to just kick him out. You could have went to him, "Hey, how you doing? I understand that you're the father. How can we help you today?" You know what I'm saying? Let's talk. How can we help you? As opposed to just saying, "Hey, man, you got to go." But yeah, he was just standing there with the shades on. I don't know if he had a pistol on him or not. He could have. He could have got the clapping up in there. That is true.
What you supposed to have to think? I haven't approached this man. You know what I'm saying? He just standing. He ain't saying nothing to nobody. Did he ever speak to anyone? No. Hey, man, listen. And so what I did was, because I didn't want nothing to happen, I go back.
I know he brought the olive branch to him, but they should have went up to him as opposed to just saying get away and leave. So that was a mistake. Just because they sitting up there being paranoid.
And call because Karmelo was on that leg monitor. We actually, when we got him released, we had a direct contact to the bailiff at the time. Now, mind you, remember he had a different judge at the time. It was the black woman judge, right? And so we had a direct, and we got a message and said, hey, should he be here? And we were told no. Now, mind you, because of the security purposes, it's already plainclothes DPD intelligence officers in the building. You know what I'm saying? Because he even lied publicly saying the first time he was told to leave, he left or whatever, and that wasn't cool. He just didn't think this Hispanic man and this black man and these red overalls were police officers. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so when I got that call that they said no, he cannot be there. They cannot interact. Now, mind you, the Anthony family do not know he's there. He never saw them. You know what I'm saying? They're in a secured area. He can't get through it. And I tell people all the time, it's not like we left the security. Like we had at least a 9-member security team. We could have got him out of there, rain in no time. So I delayed the press conference and literally had DPD escort him out. You know what I'm saying?
I personally don't celebrate Juneteenth, man, because you know what we're celebrating? We're celebrating the fact that even though slavery was abolished in certain parts of the country, they still had slavery going on and they finally got free. That's what we're celebrating. So yeah, I don't celebrate it, bro. I don't celebrate Juneteenth. If you know history, then you wouldn't celebrate it.
It was a side thing that people were identifying, saying that it may have been a weapon. But we never confirmed because I never came up to him, right? You know what I'm saying? All I did is pause, and then many people are telling him, "Sir, can you just leave? Can you walk with us? Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me." Like it was people. I never went up to him, but then I just started telling people, "Hey, don't say nothing to him." And then we going. So does this sound like the man that literally just said on this video, "I'm coming to pray," and then you feel like you go into if this white person where you think you go into a facility, you don't say nothing to nobody, you don't introduce yourself, you don't say nobody's name, what you thought was gonna happen? Did you think that my security team he might not be wanting to say something to the family? They don't know him. Or you, why they never did you walk down and try to speak to him? I'm right there. If he wanted to say something to me, I don't know. Remember, I don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? If he wanted to say, they don't know who he is. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So with that being said, like, what were we supposed to do when we don't even know who this man is? Right. They never saw him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, they would came there and like What you thought when the family was walking behind the conference or whatever, and when the cameras turned on, that you were gonna rush yourself up to the podium? I don't know, but it was gonna be a disaster because I had security. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going like, it wasn't gonna be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rather the image that it had then than the image that he thought when he was gonna approach. Because you know, when I hire security, you know, I don't tell them to, yeah, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're like, what's up? Hey, you see me around security, you better hey, I already gave them, bro. We'll fight it later on. We get a turn, we get bailed out, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been a natural disaster if he would have waited in that moment and we didn't know. But mind you, I only knew who he was by the reporter. You know what I'm saying? But the people feel like he could have did something. I'm not a lawyer. What they want me to do? I ain't no lawyer. That's one thing. That's one thing out of this equation. I can help find him a house. I can help secure the baby, walk him out the jail myself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I can stand up and speak for them in a way that I did. But one thing I can't be is a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I can't go in front of no judge and say, Judge, I want a motion for dismiss. He gonna look at me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't prepare no brief. And I'm glad you said something about the judge because I keep hearing this theory that they edit the video, the picture on the news. Is that true? The video was altered, and the video was very limited from versions of videos that I myself went to go see, and also what other people went to go see. It was able to identify there was multiple different people in front of Karmelo. In front or they standing over. They standing over. He's sitting down. But how many people assaulted him? You can't see that from the camera because you can just see them in front of them. They're standing in front of them. The camera is behind them. You get what I'm saying? What come out? But you were not only he was not only hit, he was pushed. You know what I mean? So he was actually struck. Yes. First. Yes. And he was pushed. Yes. Is that considered self-defense? Yes, considered self-defense when you assault me because Texas law says I don't have to return equal force. Stand your ground. It does say you have to return. It has to be within reason. It does say that. But see, we have to. I'm defending this guy real quick. He's not a lawyer. I'm not either. But I researched it. It has to be within reason. Now, if the dude pushed him and hit him, and then he hit the dude back, and the dude fell down the bleachers, that's within reason. Even if the dude gets seriously hurt, he can fight that in court. That's fightable. That's something that you can do. So if they're on the bleachers, and like I said, the dude pushed him first and hit him and smacked him, and he just happened to hit him, and he fall down the bleachers and bust his head wide open, he probably gonna get arrested. But that's something that he can fight. That's equal. That's equal. Now, if somebody push you and hit you, and you sit there and put that knife so deep in his chest it pierces his heart, there ain't no chance of survival. That's not equal. That's not right. Now, if Austin Metcalf had some brass knuckles on his hand, he had brass knuckles, and he was getting ready to hit him with the brass knuckles. Okay, then he probably could fight that in court with the stabbing at that point. It still probably won't turn out good for him, but he ain't gonna get murder one. Definitely ain't get murder one, especially if he didn't bait the guy saying, "Come a little close and see what happened to you." As long as he didn't say that, and the guy had some type of weapon on him, that's something that's defendable in court. You know what I'm saying? That's something defendable. But he baited. He said, "Yeah, come close if you want to," and the dude came close if he because he wanted to.
And then he sit there and put it right through his heart, right through that ventricle.
You get to hit somebody and you think that person ain't able to defend themselves. If I hit your ass right now, then you think you was got the camera recording and I hit you, they gonna arrest you. You know what I'm saying? So why? So what did y'all do not to get this case changed? This verdict changed? Because if it's on camera that people are hitting him, if it's on camera that we heard that he fell down the bleachers? Do I think? Listen, do I think that this case would have been indicted or went this far in Dallas County? I believe not. Right. But this is Collin County. Right. And everybody can ask those questions, but I'm going to say this again. It's Collin County. You know what I mean? It's not Dallas. The city of Dallas, for many people that look at this, because I have to explain it, the city of Dallas is in Dallas County. Frisco, McKinney is in Collin County. That is a northern county on top of Dallas County. It's two different kind of Americas, and you know that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's two different kinds. You know what I mean? We pray to Jesus in the Holy Trinity. These guys pray to Jesus and Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like like what are we saying here? What are we talking about? You know? So is it true that all his friends changed their I don't think that all of his friends testified, right? People that testified that they changed their statements. Yes, those kids changed their statements. The ones that the prosecutor brought up, they changed their statements. And the lawyer didn't object them. I believe there were a few times that I was told that the lawyer did object to certain things, but at the end of the day, there weren't because there were something that and I say there was something that I was able to see where they called they called it murderous, some term that they used that they said it was the judge ruled that it was in the indictment, but the lawyer objected. But there are a lot of people that are saying that the lawyer didn't object enough to things or whatever, right? But there were one thing that, but at the end of the day, the case in regards to how those kids came and the prosecutor brought them up, you know, I felt like when the defense got it, the case that I knew of, the evidence, the things that I knew of, I thought that was going to be displayed. You know what I mean? The stuff that go after the character, the things, the cheerleaders. It was a viral video the other day where somebody said something about the cheerleaders all filed a complaint against these twins. That's true. I personally talked to one of the parents. You know what I'm saying? And I told them, I said, hey, I'm going to have to pass you over to an investigator for you to talk because you can't talk to me because you know why? Why am I trained to not talk to these people even further than what they are? Because when you go to a trial, the person that has to go in there and talk about what you told them by a sworn declaration
All right, I'm back.
So say if you tell me something right here, I'm gonna put an investigator in front of you because if you change your mind and you don't want what's called that investigator with those credentials are the ones that can go on the stand and testify to what you said. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? Can do it. I need to do it. You know what I'm saying? And two more questions. Outside, all the black people outside. I seen a video of the dude doing a rap dance in front of a white guy. It ain't like he was dancing out there having a time. Did the black community hurt the case inside? I don't think so. I think that the even when I came in, I came out and talked about it. I talked about it from context that you have white supremacists showing up to, they came ready for war to edge on. But they came ready for war. That was the case. Every black person had their hands out and phones out. They was ready. Those were black panthers. But the white guys had the black. The white guys had the business and all that. They like the war. I know. That's why they were edging on the black people. They were going on the sides where the black people were, deliberately edging them on, doing it. Why was the man dancing in front of the white guy? I don't look at that. I can't. Did you see it? Did you see it? You know, I saw it. So it was a bunch of fools from the black. But I can't speak for everybody. I can't speak for everybody. Have you ever set way of antagonizing? But what have you just said? What are we doing? I've said that. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we very interesting people. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll be like, bro, do we got to do that? Do we have to say that? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to correct it. Kind of like when that viral video come up, the judge and the dad, and it was like, okay, y'all, I get it. Y'all trying to get to it, but y'all switching it with this picture. You know what I mean?
Told you. Y'all didn't, but some people didn't believe me. He said he just said it. It was a stretch. That judge didn't know the dad. He just said it. And he said that Carmelo didn't get jumped. People keep saying, going with the narrative, saying that he got jumped. He said, man, our people, they say too much. He didn't get jumped, man. It was just a one-on-one with him in Austin. It's a one-on-one. But he said that whole picture going out, it was the same vloggers that put the picture out. Actually, no, it was Secret Service Sam. He put the picture out and said, hey, the judge know the dad is a relationship. No, it was not. Now, the same dude, Secret Service Sam, he said the judge is retiring because of this case. He lying again, and y'all still going with it. Still believing it. And that's a lie. He been said he was going to retire.
It's a lot of. Oh, so the judge and the dad was never in the picture together. That picture wasn't the judge in the case. I don't know. I mean, that's not me saying that the daddy didn't know the judge. I don't know. But that wasn't him. That wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? And the last question: do they have him in PC in prison? Now, his classification is being held private right now. You know what I'm saying? For security purposes. Do the guy's uncle own the prison? No. He's a warden. No. That was when it was being reported that he was going to Bird Unit. Right. Bird Unit, there's a Metcalf individual that is the warden. He's in the patent. So all this is just a bunch of, hey man, you better than me, man. I tell people all the time, NGAN is Human and Civil Rights Organization. Right. So we got other people that call us all day long. Yeah. That they when they call, they call for Dominique Alexander. And so I can't keep up with the fact that this is happening. When I turned 20, when I was 25 years old and I started this organization, you would have to look at what the media reporting, make sure you correct them and all that type of stuff, whatever, and all that. But now you gotta do that and watch all of the bloggers and the clickbait and all the rest of the algorithms. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then you gotta know whether those people exist. And because I'm not in that world, or I don't go in there, and I'm not on TikTok like that, or YouTube, or whatever, you gotta know those platforms exist. It's like people say, "Oh, they say, man, who the hell is they? Can you tell me the platform so that I can correct it?" You know what I'm saying? Like, can you tell me the platform so I can at least go on there. I'll send them an email and have my team email them and say, hey man, I'll take whatever questions you have. Or is he allowed to have you talk to his mother? I have talked to his mother. I mean, have he talked to his mother? Yeah, he has talked to his parents. Oh, since being in prison. How do you feel about him surviving prison? That's a hard answer. I rather not even, you know what I'm saying? That right there is a very touchy situation that I've kind of, to keep my peace, kind of strayed away from thinking about it. Just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that, like, for the last couple of days, it ain't been about, for me, it ain't been about what people are saying about me. It's been about this image, this, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, I know Carmelo Anthony. You know what I mean? Because the judge said that the streets are safer now. I got something for that judge. You know what I mean? Like, that's a low down son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my opinion of that judge. And when is the appeal? The appeal, the family is going and meeting with appeals attorneys and all that type of stuff and going through that process.
Hold up. I can't let that slide. He said the streets are safer than that Carmelo is in prison. Well, that's a hell of a thing to say because the streets are safer. No, y'all got more crime in Texas than that now. There's real killers in Texas. Y'all streets ain't that safe. No, sir. But he said it's safer though now that he's locked up. I guess because he's saying that you got a person with the mentality that would just stab somebody in the chest for no reason. I guess that's what he meant. So I can't really, I can't fight. I can't dispute that. Because that's not normal to do that. Just for no reason. Just get somebody in the chest like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm trying to defend. I tried to defend him early on because I remember when this case first started. I went through it. I went through the news clippings, and it said that there was a stabbing. It was a dispute, and I said, "Wait a minute. This is the dispute with him and one other person. Did the other person have a knife or something? Was it a knife fight?" I said, "Yeah, he definitely going to jail, prison." I said, "It's a matter of formality." That's what I said back then. It's a matter of formality. Even the lead attorney said this is messed up. He ain't gonna make it. This is common sense, man.
And that's pretty much it. How long will it take? You never know with an appeal. So could he be in prison 5 years before the appeal? He could. An appeal could last as long as that process lasts. When you go in front of an appeals court, their response to whatever you presented in front of them does not have a timetable of their response. I've had appeals courts where they responded in 3 months. I've had appeals courts where they responded in a year and a half. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's their prerogative. If you confess your last time, do you think he would beat this case? Or do you think he would be held free? We will win. We will win, and I hope that people believe it. We're gonna win. Hey, y'all stay supporting. I keep supporting. We go. Put him in the.
All right, so he thinks that they will win. They will get some relief in the appeal. It's no such thing as winning. Like get some type of relief in the appeal. All right, we'll see. I can't say that he is gonna be successful or whatever in appeal. He might be. I don't know. So we got to wait and see how that all that plays out for the kid. And he made a bad decision, man. And unfortunately, kids every day make a bad decision, just like those young people made a bad decision in assassinating Julio Fulio. They made a bad decision because now you hear the warden saying, "Well, I would love to have this young man at my prison because we can get some sweat equity out of him." I said, "Oh my God, sweat equity? That means slavery." Okay, is that how they say it now? Sweat equity? That's slavery. You are a slave. That's how it works. So they the ones did the crime. Guess what? They gotta do some sweat equity. You know what it reminds me of? They gonna spend life like no, I no appeal won't get them released. Maybe a retrial or reduced sentence. You right, Chantel. Or they could get the case thrown out, but I doubt that. Ain't that a crazy term though? Every time I say sweat equity, that's slavery. I don't like that. Sweat equity. I believe this is what I believe, guys. If a person has been convicted and serving time, I don't believe they should go through any other punishment because they already serving time. They already paying their debt back to society. So why do they have to endure more suffering? Because see, guys, when that happens, it does something to your mental, and you're not um, rehabilitating the person. I believe jail is supposed to rehabilitate the person so they can come out and be productive members of society, not to make them worse or make them have mental illness. No, they already, if you've been sentenced to 35 years and they say that you are eligible after 17 and a half, you're paying your debt to society. He's paying his 17 and a half years to society. When he gets out, he's going to be on paperwork. He still have to pay his debt to society because he's going to be on parole. I don't think there should be no more undue suffering because he's already given up his liberties. He's sitting in a building that he can't get out of. There shouldn't be no other harsh punishment that they're going through. I don't believe in all of that. Oh, you said happy Juneteenth. You must have heard me say something about Juneteenth. I'm not knocking people if they want to celebrate Juneteenth. I'm not knocking nobody. You know, I don't particularly celebrate it, but because you know what Juneteenth is about, right? Juneteenth. So what happened was slavery was abolished at a particular time. It wasn't abolished during the Emancipation Proclamation. It had to be abolished. It had to be an act of Congress. So what happened was it was abolished. It was no more slavery in the Union, but there were certain states that was still practicing it, even though it was abolished. So the government had to come down and lay down enforcement to free those people. That's why you celebrate Juneteenth. So really, you're celebrating the fact that people were still slaves because them slave masters didn't want to let them go. That's Juneteenth. There's nothing to celebrate. They weren't supposed to have slavery to begin with. What's to celebrate about it? So that's why I said it, you know. Yeah, correctional facilities is big business. They call it the what's up, Steve? They call it the prison industrial complex. But I just don't believe that people should go through more punishment because you already have to sit in a cell. I believe everybody should have their own cells. I don't believe you should share a cell with somebody. Yep. Chantel Galveston, Texas. Yep. Galveston, excuse me. I don't believe that people should I believe you should build more jails so you can have enough room so people can have their own cell. If that's the case, if you're gonna make money that way. And I believe they should have nice environments like they do in certain parts of Europe. In certain parts of Europe, you should see how them jails look. In certain parts of Europe. Okay? They got movie theaters in there. They got areas where you could learn trade. They got that in here too, but they don't want the recidivism rate high. They want to rehabilitate you. And nobody gets life in certain states. I mean, certain countries, you don't get life. You know, they're trying to correct the situation. Only certain instances you get life if you're a serial killer or something like that. But why should you go on? You know, like it shouldn't be that way, but it is. You said Norway, I can do life there. It's sweet. See, there's certain places they don't, you know, it's nice. Well, for jail standards, but I'd rather be free. You know how some people say, well, we're really not free. Okay, well, try sitting in a bathroom for about 6 months and can't come out and see if you're not free already. Yes, you are free. You could take a trip whenever you want to take it, as long as your money allow. Okay? That woman you thought you didn't have a chance with, I bet you when you get locked up, you're gonna find out you had a chance and didn't even know it. But now you ain't got no chance because you locked up. All the stuff you used to worry about on the outside, oh my credit's bad, this and that, and I gotta go take the bus. Try getting locked up with other grown men and you sitting up in a bathroom. You're gonna wish you were taking that bus. You can't take stuff for granted. Now, the thing is, you can't walk out here scared either. The universe, if you're a praying man and you believe in God, God will protect you. Don't let nobody walk all over you. Your spirit will tell you what to do. Trust me, if you live in the spirit, it'll tell you what to do. Especially when you have a calm mind. When you have a calm mind, it'll tell you what to do at that particular point. Because I was taken advantage of, if you guys don't know, I was taken advantage of the last few days. And they thought I was a mark. And I don't deal with this stuff in the South. It's only up here. The devil resides up here. They thought I was a mark. They thought that, and let me tell you what happened. He told me it's the battery and this and that. It wasn't. So because it was the battery, you can just swap one out real quick. Why do I have to wait 24 hours? Because they messed up. That's why they're trying to cover their tracks. And I caught it. And let's say if I was a regular customer, I just listened to them and I pay this, I would have paid them for their mistake. And that's not happening. So you know what I did? I made all type of complaints yesterday. I went to their consumer board, made a complaint there. All types of complaints was made. And I'm still not done. I'm gonna make more complaints. You see what I'm saying? It's not done yet. Because I'm going to fix what they're doing to regular people out here. I'm gonna fix it. So that's the first thing that I had to do, a Better Business Bureau complaint. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna leave them a bad review. They getting a bad review, dog. And they're gonna get a bad review from every one of my accounts. And I have plenty of them. They gonna get so many bad reviews. It ain't gonna be ridiculous. Because you know who operates like that? You know who doesn't play? The Jays. They don't play. I'm talking the Jewish people. They do not fucking play. They command their motherfucking respect and they get it. They command their respect and they get it. I got a Jewish friend and he told me, he said, you always command fucking respect. He told me this. He's older than me, but he's a straight small hat. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny that we were friends, but because we grew up together. But he's older though, but in the same neighborhood. He said, you always command your respect. He said, if they don't give it to you, you legally know what to do. He told me, he said, they bank on the fact that you don't know what to do. He said, you better learn what to do. That's what he told me. He said, you don't take no for an answer with these. He said, you the customer. He always said that. And he said, you leave them a bad review and you leave them multiple bad reviews. You know what I'm saying? He said, it's difference between, he said, it's different between us and y'all. He said, y'all don't stick together. He told me this. He said, we don't like each other either in our community. We got problems in our community. We don't like each other. But he said, when it comes to something where we all got to come together, we come together. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Now, with this Carmelo situation, there's certain cases we come together on, and there's certain cases we don't. Okay? When it's a situation with this, when it's mano y mano, and a young person made a bad decision, so we have to chastise that person. He made a bad decision. We can't sit here and say, "Oh well, he ain't shouldn't do no jail time." Are you crazy? There's certain cases where you just plead out. Yes, Your Honor, I'm guilty. I'm guilty, Your Honor. In hopes that so he side with the prosecution, give you 8 years, and then you'll be out in 4. You'll be out before you know it. You'll be out by the next World Cup. That's all you had to look at it. Okay, boom, the World Cup coming summer 2026, right? Okay, cool. I'll be out before the next World Cup. You see what I'm saying? All it is a winter and summer Olympics away, and he'll be out. The World Cup will be back. You got the Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics, and the World Cup. Every 2 years is something. Every 2 years. So he got to look at it like that. Go ahead and grow his locks. Boom. By the time I get up, my locks be past my shoulders. You see what I'm saying? That's how you got to put your mind. You got to have your mind in that right there to do the time. Because look, I told my mother, and I told a friend of mine. I said, listen to me. There might come a time where I got to do some time. I said, you know how these people act out here, and I might have to catch an assault charge. I said, because you got to command your respect out here. You never know when the situation might arise. Here's my account. You could take my stocks out and this and that and put something in my commissary. And this is the rest for you to make sure bills is paid. You know what I'm saying? Just in case if somebody get foolish out here and I got to defend myself. This is the reality that we all face. Especially if I had kids, like especially if I had daughters, I would sit my daughters and I said, don't sit up here and mess with these old raggedy ass men. And your daddy gotta go to jail. Don't do it. Don't mess with these raggedy ass men out here. And now your daddy gotta go to jail for you being stupid. Cause we don't tolerate nobody putting their hands on nobody. We have to be respectful out here. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody sit up there and disrespect my mother, put their hands on my mother, yes, I have to sit for a while. You won't see me make YouTube videos for about a couple years. I'll be locked up. You see what I'm saying? So I sell 'em. I said, here's my account. This is what you got to do. Put my car in storage. This things you got to do. Okay, keep my insurance paid. Keep my life insurance paid. This and that, and I'll be out. Okay, give me a little something on my book so I can get some ramen noodles so I can make some spreads. I have these conversations with my family because you never know what's going to happen out here, and you got to be prepared. See, I'm old school. We have conversations like that. I don't want to have to do no time, but ain't nobody gonna sit up here and just put hands on us out here. And you can't be walking around scared. You can't do that. And you have to respect people, and the world and the universe will bless you because you have respect for people. I truly believe that. You be nice to people out here. You say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, to elderly. You respect the elderly, and you'll be blessed out here. You will be surprised. Everybody's not racist out here. Everybody's not. But you do have some assholes out here though. Because I dealt with it the last couple days. Okay. And it was getting saucy yesterday. It was getting a little saucy. But finally he said, listen, we pick your stuff up tomorrow, man. We got you. Because they made a mistake. I said, well, why can't I get it today? All you gotta do is drop it out and put another one in. Well, we have to inventory it. We have to what does that mean? How long it take to inventory it? I used to work for the place part time. They messed up. That's what happened. They don't want to admit to it because I can go further with it. So and then I had to contact my insurance. They don't want to have to go through all that. Because I've already told my insurance they charge too much. I told them that. And the insurance said, yeah, we think so too. That's why it took so long. They said we think we think they charge us too much. They charge $1,400 in labor. 1,400 in labor. The next time, guys, I promise you, I'm gonna do the work my damn self. The next time, if I have to. $1,400 in labor. These people crazy. And they bent my engine cover. Actually, I'm gonna tell them that today. Y'all bent my engine cover. I have to tell them that. Now my engine gonna be rattling because they gotta fix that. I got thank you. I just reminded myself they gotta give me a new engine cover because now the damn thing gonna be rattling. It wasn't rattling when I brought it there. I hate people sometimes, but that's what you got to deal with. You got to have patience. You got to deal with these folks, especially in New Jersey. New Jersey is where the devil relied. I tell people, New Jersey, the devil actually resides here. Some people thought it was Oakland. It ain't Oakland. The devil resides here. You get it? The New Jersey Devils. They even call it the hockey team the New Jersey Devils. The devil resides here, man. I don't know what it is, and I felt it as soon as I came back. It's a negative energy here, and it's the devil resides in people here. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad environment, dog. I'm sorry. I keep telling people Jersey, maybe South Jersey is good. The South Jersey, the energy feels different in South Jersey. But here, the energy is off. It feels real bad. People cut people off, and I tried to help a lady out when I first got back. I tried to help a lady out because in traffic, this lady went in front of her. It was like bumper to bumper traffic. And you know what she did? She hit the reverse and hit the lady so she can do an insurance claim. She hit reverse and then backed up into the lady's car and then get out and everybody holding their neck. Like the lady hit them. And I told the lady, if you need my dash cam footage, just here's my number, call me. And I'll get your email address and I'll send it to you. She never called me, so maybe she didn't need it. But maybe somebody else, because I couldn't stick around. So I left, but I did give her my number. I wrote it down and gave it to her. But it's evil. It's an evil place here. It is. It's I don't know. It's just because I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. But you just got to be careful out here. Yeah, I heard that. No, you can still work on that car, but you know the crazy thing is that part that I was telling you about, it has a VIN number on it. So let's say if I try to replace the part on my own, the car, the computer, the car is not going to register it, so the car won't start. And that's what happened. That's what they did. But they trying to cover their tracks because they try to keep that part for themselves or something like that. They did something crazy. But when I called the regional and made a regional complaint, they got outed. So it's and I believe the regional officer said, "Yo, just do everything for free, yo." You know what I'm saying? And then that's why he called me and said, "Well, we're inventorying this and we're inventorying that." He lying. But I'm gonna ask for a printout when I get there. Okay, what did you inventory? Give me a printout. And if they can't give me a printout, the police is getting called because they lying about something, and I need to do a police report so that I could send that to the insurance company to get possibly I don't know, either get money back because the insurance is still investigating it. Even though they paid it, they said we paid too much in labor. They said that's too much. They said we just did a claim at another dealership, a Honda dealership, and the labor came out to $700 in labor because it was only two parts. You know what I'm saying? It was only two parts of wiring that the rats ate because I had rodent damage. So they said with a similar claim, but with a car that was more expensive because it was a Honda. It was a newer Honda. It was actually a 2026 Honda, right? So obviously the car cost more, and it came out cheaper. You know what I'm saying? So why is the part like why did they do? Yeah, it's crazy. But the insurance, they were cool. They paid the claim anyway. But they still got it under investigation. They said, "Can we have your help?" I said, "Yeah." So that's why I have to ask for the paperwork, and then I have to fax all that stuff. Not fax it, take a photo on the phone. Look, I'm thinking I'm in the 1990s faxing. I mean, take a picture of it and send it to them. Because people do insurance fraud out here all the time, apparently. Yeah, you can't. They trying to make it so that you can't work on your own car because some of the parts have is ran off your VIN number. So when you buy the part, when you get the part from the company, it has to register the VIN. They have to put it in the computer and put your VIN number and attach your VIN number to the part, so that when you put the part on the car, the computer can register it. Yep, that's how they doing it. They don't do that with brakes or anything. Like you could still change your own brakes. You know, but I'm talking about major electronic parts. You're not gonna they gonna eventually make it so you can't. I think they're even gonna do it with the brakes. You're not gonna be able to do that eventually. You said newer cars are made so you can't even change the oil yourself. So here's the issue with that. You probably talking about BMW and Mercedes, okay? Because I used to have a hustle where I used to change people oil. I might start that hustle back. You know what I might do? Since they piss me off, I'm gonna undercut these dealerships out here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the customer buy the oil, okay? But what can I do? Have them buy the oil, and how much should I charge in labor? Let me see. How much should I charge an hour? Because it take less than an hour to change somebody oil. So how much should I charge? I'm thinking about this. Because let's say if I get 4 jobs a day, that's 4 hours. So how much should I charge per hour? I'm asking you guys. Because how much is an oil change? It's not that much, right? It depends on the car. Um, I guess it depends on the car, right? It depends on the car. No, it depends on the car. Because some cars you need certain tools. Because I have the tool for BMW. Um, it depends on the car and Mercedes. Because let's say somebody have a Mercedes. And here's the thing about that. No. If you have a newer Mercedes, your oil changes are free. They give you a when you buy the car. I'm talking about it for those that bought the car at a Mercedes certified dealership. You don't have to pay for your oil. Okay, you don't have to pay for your oil. So those cars I wouldn't work on unless unless you bought your car from one of them parking lots. You know how people buy their cars in them parking lots, buy BMWs and stuff and get robbed. Those only cars I work on. But as far as certified stuff, no. That stuff is free. That you can buy that when you buy your car. You can get a package where they'll take care of your oil changes for like 3 years. Especially if you lease your car, yeah, you don't change your oil for free. I mean, you change it for free. It's in your lease. So high end cars they would never have to go through that. I don't think it's worth it changing people oil. It's not worth it. Because really, the average person could do it themselves if they really wanted to. But as far as the dealership, see, dealerships are usually good. Like the dealership I was messing with in Richmond, right there on Broad Street in Short Pump, they were good. I never had no issues. I used to work up there. I never had no issues with them because they're honest people. But they were telling me, they said some Nissan dealerships around the country are not honest. They said they be trying to mess with people to charge more money. And they told me what to look out for. That's how I knew how to look out for this. They told me. And they told me who to complain to. That's how I knew. They said you got to call this number. And I wrote that number down. I always had the number. He said, and this is what you say, and this and that. And they already know how much things are. Because when they do the repairs on your car, everything is in a system, even for the regional people to see it. Anybody around the country could see what work was done in your car if you take it to a certified Nissan, like that, or Honda, or whatever the case is. If you have a Honda, whatever, everybody could see what work was done, and they could see what corners were cut to charge you more money. They could see it. So that's why it looks like they're giving you a remedy, but they're not. They just say, "Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. It's the customer going to cause a problem." Because once it goes to the Better Business Bureau and all this other stuff, because they always looking to find people all the time, especially Jersey. These agencies are always looking to find people and charge them fines. So you don't want to give them no reason to keep finding you. And then people lose their bonuses. You see what I'm saying? So I knew that. But the average person don't know that. But now you know. If you ever have a problem with your car and you took it to the dealership and you felt like they charge you more money, hit me up. Hit me up and let me see the printout. Just take a picture of the printout and let me see it. And I'll be able to tell you if they charge you too much. Because everything is a standard price. Let's say if you go to the dealership and you need brakes, right? You need front and back brakes. And you need rotors. You need the whole package. You need rotors for the front and back and brakes, right? So there's a certain cost for the material. Okay, you already know. That's going to be what it is. And there is a standard price for the labor. It's standard all over the country. It's standard. They can't charge you no more than that. And if they do, let me know because I know the standards in every for every company. I know what the standard is because I used to work for them. I used to work for Nissan part time. And if I see that they overcharge, or what they'll do is they will find something else wrong with the car that wasn't wrong with it. So what you do is um you have them run a printout. Have them run a diagnostic printout and give me the diagnostic report, and it'll be able to tell you when you started having problems with the car. It'll tell you. So it'll tell you if you had a problem before you got there. You get it? So you have to get that diagnostic report. If you ask for the diagnostic report, you know what they'll say? Oh, we'll do it complimentary for you. That means they messed it up to try to give you more, to try to charge you more. So here's the thing, these cars, these new cars, the computers will inform you if you have a problem. They don't need to inform you no more. These cars are so advanced. If you have a problem with your brakes, the car is going to let you know ahead of time that you have a problem with your brakes even before it starts squeaking. It's going to start giving you an error code. It'll tell you. And also, if you have an error code in your engine, the car will tell you the error code, but they will tell you that you had a problem with your engine from the jump. No, your engine will tell you that before you get to the place that you had a problem. But see, sometimes they make a problem and they think you don't know. So what you do is you tell them to have a diagnostic report done on the car. And there's another report that you have done. Hold on, let me tell you. Hold on. It's a diagnostic. You just tell them to run a diagnostic test and have it print out for you. And you don't need no explanation. Just have that done. Because you say all you need to tell them is I need to send this to my other mechanic so he can read it. So he can explain it to me. Now they're gonna try to explain it to you, but don't. Just say you're gonna have another mechanic and I'll be right back. So what that report will tell you is it'll tell you the exact time that car started having the problems. And if it was that day, that's how you know they did it. That's how you know they did it. So these cars, this is only for the new cars. Like anything, but when did they started doing that? 2014. I would say 2010 and up. All the cars is 2010 and up. It or even before 2010, maybe 2005 and up. The car will shoot out signals, so you will know. Like, okay, it's the car just don't automatically when it get to the shop, it's fucked up. It'll tell you already. You would have already had your warning sign on already. But they will make a warning sign when you get there. So no, don't let them do that. You know what I'm saying? They always be trying to upsell stuff and oh, your brakes fucked up and your brakes is not messed up. You just need a car wash. They say, you hear that squeaking in your brakes? Your brakes fucked. No, go get a car wash first to see if the brake dust will get rid of the brake dust. Yeah, people are not honest out here. They're not honest at all. But you have to check them. So now everybody know when you get to the dealership, all you need is an oil change and brake job done, and here they go saying, "Well, your alternator, your switch is not right. It's getting for no. Your computer will shit it. Just have a diagnostic test done and see when that problem. What you want to tell them? I need to know the exact date this problem happened. Okay, because if it's nothing wrong with your car, it's not gonna give you no dates. It ain't gonna be no date by it. So that means they did it. It happened that day when they started fooling with your car. So yeah, these some dirt bags out here at these dealerships. They dirt bags. Some of them could be dirt bags, and some of them not. It just depends on who you rock with. And it's always best sometime to be a male. But if you're a female, bring a male with you. But see, here's the thing: if you get with a real nasty spot, they don't give a fuck if you're a male or not. They still gonna try to run one on you like they did me. They still gonna try to run game on you. And let me tell you what I did before I got there. So it was already a problem when I get there. When I got there, I had already ran the diagnostic checks already. I bought one of those things, where you read the code yourself. So I already had it written down. You know what they told me? Well, we still have to charge you for that. I said, I know. I said, because y'all, and I already knew right there, what I'm saying, that they dirt bags. You know what I'm saying? But I understand they gonna charge me anyway. I said, they dirt bags, yo. And I could tell by the way the dude was talking. I said, yo, Lord, please refrain from me for slapping the taste out this dude. Please give me the patience of Job. I said it right. I was praying right there, and then I said, "Please, Lord, give me the patience. Give me the patience, and give me that. Put my hands up to the Lord. Please give me patience, Lord. Give me patience, Lord, and save your salvation today, Lord. Okay, please give me, Lord." Because I said it to myself. I didn't say it out loud. I was saying it to myself, but I put my hand. I know they're looking at me like I was crazy. No, that's to keep me from putting my hands on you. I'm talking to the Lord right now. I'm talking to my ancestors for me not to put my hands on you. So what's gonna have to happen is I gotta have my homegirl come with me. No, excuse me, she's not my homegirl. Me and her used to date. I gotta have her come with me today for me to be okay. But I'm gonna be praying too by the time I guess. Let me just pray. Lord, just let me pray. Let me just put my hands up. Lord, I thank you for everything, Lord. Lord, I thank you for everything. Please, please keep me from putting my hands on this guy today. Please. Let me just get my keys and let me just smile and let me just go about my business because he gonna say something slick, Lord. Yes, he is. Because we were saying stuff back and forth. He gonna say something slick. Okay, he gonna still, but I'm gonna hold my ground, Lord, but I'm gonna just keep my hands to myself. Sometimes you gotta pray. You gotta pray your way out of it. You hear me? You gotta pray your way out of it. You gotta pray your way out of it, man. That's it. Let me see. 170. That's what they charge at Infinity. Oh, for oil change? Yeah. So it's not worth it. Even if you got an Infinity, usually if you get a new Infinity, you can get the oil changes with the car. They'll give you like a couple years oil changes to where you ain't got to pay for no oil change. You see what I'm saying? With Infinities, Lexus, BMWs, Mercedes, all those high end cars, Maserati. You don't go to nowhere to get no oil change. You get it there, and they have you. You just it's a part of the purchase of the car. You shouldn't have to worry about no oil change because you already paid enough money. Yeah. So, um, I had did some work, like I said, the Nissan, and I also had did some work at the Mercedes dealership at the maintenance part. But I had a hustle washing cars. I was you had to bring your own stuff, and I had to wash their cars. But they actually had the water out there for me. My job was just to wash the cars, and but I used to hear what the mechanics were talking about and stuff. Man, I tell you, man, when you buy a Mercedes, you have to afford the maintenance on it. 'Cause that maintenance ain't no joke, especially if something go wrong. But usually with those cars, the newer car, nothing goes wrong. Those cars are built to last. No, I ain't worried about that. I'm praying to the Lord, please let me keep my hands to myself, Lord, because they go and try to disrespect it here, Lord. Please give me the see. I know how to pray. That's why I never been inside nobody's jail. I know how to pray my way out of shit. Okay, I'm a praying man, but I'm just telling you, I have to pray. Okay, I'm in the flesh too. I'm a human being. You're not gonna sit up here and just talk reckless without me talking reckless back. So that's why I have to pray to the Lord. Please not let me talk reckless today, Lord. Please not let me see. You gotta have a conversation. You just can't say, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, and thy kingdom come." That no, you gotta talk to God. You know what I'm saying? God, please let me get through this. Okay, because God, you know what I'm saying? God know. He know people out here be talking reckless and be testing you, but it's all a test. God, I'm here to pass the test today. Okay. I'm here to have the patience of Job, and I'm here to pass the test. I'm gonna pass the test today. I'm gonna talk to my ancestors real quick. I need y'all to watch my back real quick. I'm gonna talk to my ancestors because they laughing on the other side. Like they know how I am. Y'all know how I am. Please watch my back for today. And they got me. My ancestors got my back. I talked to them, especially my aunt. Hey, auntie, I need whatever you're doing over there. I need you to hold tight for a minute. I got to go get my car. So I need you to be with me. And it usually works out. You have angels in this life as well. You got ancestors that you can call on. Just tell them to have your back real quick. And they got you. Yep. The ancestors, that's immediate response. They got your back. See, because God knows, like you're supposed to make the right decision, but your ancestors got your back because they understand. So that's pretty much it. A lot of people know this stuff out here, this spiritual stuff, but you just can't go in there without no help. You got to call on the ancestors. Because see, these people don't call on their ancestors because they're devils. They don't call on ancestors. They don't know about that. They don't know about that because they think they got dominion over this world, and they think they're supposed to be everybody's supposed to bow down to them. Uh-uh. It don't work that way. We have ancestors on the other side. You know what I'm saying? That will handle this stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? I just wish that somebody was just I'm not saying Carmelo didn't have nobody to pray for him, but sometimes you got to pray yourself out of situations. You know what I'm saying? I wish he just could have put his hands on that boy back and he wouldn't have been in this situation. But I do understand that there's some counties out here in the world, I mean in the country that are just like the 1940s. You guys haven't evolved at all. Some people haven't evolved. They still think they still think they're in 1950s. Okay? Like you supposed to bow down when they come in. I don't do that. I ignore them. I act like they don't exist. I'm arrogant to them. I think I'm better than them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the reverse. You know what I'm saying? I can tell when they, they give you the dirty looks. I don't give a damn. I ignore them. That's the worst thing you can do. They don't like when you ignore them. I just ignore them. Well, keep walking with your head up and keep it moving. I remember one time I was in this store. This lady, she worked in there, but she kept following me. And she was like, "Can I help you with something?" I said, "You got the winning lottery numbers?" And she was like, "No." I said, "Well, you can't help me then. If you ain't got the winning lottery numbers." And she was like, you know what she said? And look, me and her wind up talking. She was like, "Shit." She said, "If I had the winning lottery numbers, sir, I wouldn't be here." I said, "I know that's right." I said, "I know that's right." She was like, "You have a blessed day." She was like, "But if I have something come to mind, I'll let you know." Yeah, so see how I turned that around? I didn't say, "Why the fuck you follow me?" I said, "Look, if you got the no, you can't help me." But I said, "But first of all, whoa, wait a minute. You got the winning lottery numbers." She looked like, "What?" I hit her with that game. Do you got the winning lottery numbers? I guess I got that personality anyway. I talk to anybody, right? I said, "Do you got the winning lottery numbers?" I bump my gums everywhere. "Do you got the winning not?" She's like, "No." I surprised her when I said that. She said, "Shit, if I got the winning lottery numbers, sir, I wouldn't be here." I said, "I know that's right." I said, what else did I say? She went to the register too and helped me. I forget what I said too. I made her day too. I did. I made her day. I forget what I said. I forget what it was now. Now they always follow me at this Macy's I go to because they be trying to get money out of me. And the crazy part about it is I almost feel like I gotta wear disguises in there. Because they see me every time I'm coming in here, they got some new cologne for me. I says, "I don't want to buy no cologne." And they wind up suckering me to buy cologne. So now I got to go in through the back way. That's a shame, right? I gotta hide from people in Macy's. 'Cause they be targeting me. They say, "Oh, there he go. We know we can get some money out of him." You know what I'm saying? I said something else to her though. I forget what I said. I said, "Are you spoken for?" I said something like that. She said, "I haven't heard that word in a long time." I said, "Baby, I'm old school with it." Yo, listen, listen. I said, "Baby, I'm old school with it. I'm old school with it." You see what I'm saying? But I like bumping my gums, so I don't mind people following me. It don't matter. I wind up talking to them anyway about some bullshit. You know where I can't get help at though? I cannot get help at the Home Depot, yo. What's the problem? I'm standing around, right? And the employees are looking at me just walking past. And you know where else I can't get help at? Costco. And let me just say something to the people that's listening right now, because the spirit is telling me somebody work at Costco. The spirit is telling me somebody in here either work for Costco or they know somebody work at Costco. Why can't y'all cheer up, please, and be happy for once? Every Costco I go to, no matter if it's Virginia, New Jersey, New York, it don't matter. You guys are grumpy and you don't like helping people. What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Why is it a chore to help somebody? Because this is what I want to say also to Costco. Why don't you do better with your aisles and make stuff so people can find it? Why don't you do that and just stop being so grumpy? Those are the two stores I cannot get no help in. They just look at you. And finally, I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you work here?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Can I get some help?" She said, yeah, but in order to get some help, you got to go. What department you want? I said, I want this department. Well, you got to go over there. So then I go over to the other department and they just staring at me. So I wish we had the days where people follow you around the store and ask you for help. That's non-existent no more. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn if you need help or not. How about my audio now? Is it going in and out now, Medea? Hold on one second. All right. How about now? Maybe because I had my hand. No, you know what it was? Watch this. Watch this. Is my audio going in and out? How about now? My audio going in and out. I had my hand covering the microphone. That's why. Yeah, my hand was covering the microphone. My bad. But I can't get no help in them stores. And they grumpy. So you know what I try to do? I try to be as nice as possible. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Do you know where this item is? Because you know when you try to do Instacart, I don't do Instacart no more because I got so damn discouraged by Costco that I would never do it again. It was a big order too. It was a lot of money. It was like 200 and some dollars for only a few items. When I say a few, I'm like 40 items. That's it. But most of it was bulk. But I could not find the shit in there. I couldn't find it. I knew where the produce was because all in one area. It was some stuff I just couldn't find it. And I said, "Hey, excuse me, can you tell me where to find this? It's over there. You didn't pass it. It's over there." I said, "Oh my god," I was getting a headache too. I just left the shit there. I left the store, man. I'm like, because these people, no customer service. If you don't like your job, I get it, but customers matter. Because without your customers, you won't have your job. But they feel as though we get a bunch of customers, we don't need you. That's how they feel. We people still gonna go to Costco anyway. But anyway, I'm just rapping right now, guys, just talking about whatever. How's everybody doing? Um, oh, I heard that the Knicks, the New York Knicks, they are going to the White House. Because at first it was reported that they're not going. Oh, they're going. You know why? Because the owner and Trump are friends. So he probably told the players, nah, yo, y'all in the contract, y'all going, yo. This your obligation, you going. So that's why. They talking about they weren't going. You say it was me. No, hold on, let me show you Medea. Hold on, watch this. Hold on one second. You see the audio messed up? I was covering the microphone. Yeah, I know, Chantel. I knew you were gonna say Chantel, you woke. You like me, yo, but you see, you're a little bit more you more refined than I am. I thought the same look, I wanted to say it, but you said it. You know why I said it? Because if it comes from me, it don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? But the way I can picture you saying it, it'll sound better. You said crazy being owned like that. Like yo, I thought that. Damn. So they didn't want to go to the White. It was reported that they weren't going. But the owner, Dolan, and Trump are cool with each other. You said I gotta go see because of my right. They on the contract. So they're not gonna sit up here and say no to the owner that they ain't going because they got a contract. They don't want to get in bad with the owner. You see what I'm saying? I know that sounds bad. I know. Yeah, your job is on the court. That's it. But see, here's the thing: they're ambassadors as well, Chantel, to the game. So the optics, it looks good to go to the White House. And then also the owner wants them to go. They're not gonna be in bad with the owner. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. But I like how you said it. It's crazy being owned like that. That's how it is. You don't have much of us representing in that sport anyway. Michael Jordan used to own a team, but he sold it. But now Michael is in NASCAR. He killing it too. Michael, after he sued him, he started winning. It was crazy. And he won the lawsuit. I know they hate that Michael won that lawsuit, but he won the lawsuit. Michael said, "You're not cheating me over here. I need to win." You know, Michael like winning at any cost. Yeah, dude was sleeping at the game the whole time, wasn't he? He was sleep. See, look, see, why y'all saying that? See, y'all don't get me started. Come on, Ray. First Chantel, now you saying dude was sleeping at the game. Then you had the nerve to say slave contract. Yo, y'all killing me. Y'all killing me, yo. You said slave contract. He was sleeping at the game. Yeah, look at this. Then you saying it. Don't hurt the hand that's feeding you. Damn, that's off the hook, guys. It is that way though, but they are getting paid a lot of money. But at the same time, Chantel said your job is to play basketball, and they lived up to their obligation. They won a championship. They did the best job they can do that year. Now they got to sit up there and go to the White House after somebody said they weren't going. But he quickly put that to bed. Like, yo, we are going. And I could see why they wouldn't want to go to the White House. You know, it should be a choice whether you want to go or not. But speaking of the White House, I don't know if y'all heard this. Now they beefing with Israel now. Lord have mercy. Oh my God, we beefing with Israel. This is crazy. Why did he say yes in the first place? All presidents said no, but him to mess with Iran. And now he's in a pickle now because they okay, a deal has been made, right? They like not for us. We ain't make no deal. And then he said, I told you to leave Lebanon alone. Leave Lebanon alone, man. And they probably like make us. If we want to do something to Lebanon, what you gonna do about it? It's crazy. And then the deal, because he sit up there and called Obama SOB, right? A dumb SOB. But check this out. The deal that they made is the same deal Obama made. So does that make him a dumb SOB too? I think so. I mean, I'm just being fair. You know, I see things down the middle. I don't take really sides that much. You know what I'm saying? Um, if he's wrong, he's wrong. If he's right, he's right. I'm gonna say it. But it's really the same deal. And the reason why he had to go back to it, because he don't want to sit here and keep going back and forth with these people. He'll be out the White House before you know it. And things he gonna leave the place that things is just bad. So he don't want to leave it like that. But I'm afraid something is gonna happen. I believe the deal something's gonna happen to where they ain't gonna have no more deal. Just wait and see. They gonna sit up there and get into it with Lebanon, and it's gonna be a deal off the table. Yeah, it's worse. And he freed up $50 billion in assets. 50 billion. Not money, assets. 50 billion. And also he may have to give them money to help them rebuild from bombing them. How about that? How you like those apples? And guess where that money coming from? Your tax dollars. So yeah, it almost is worse than what we had before. And then on top of it, they still gonna have uranium. Because how do we know they don't have it? So it is what it is. You said they saying they are going to make millions in oil sales. It's yet to be seen. We'll see. Listen, they gonna sit up here. You know what they said? We ain't make no deal. Okay, if y'all made a deal, that's cool. But if we want to sit up here and get at Lebanon, it ain't nothing y'all gonna do about it. Okay, because we want Lebanon. They want it. They want all of Lebanon. And you know what I found out? Not all the Jays feel this way. That's a misconception. I was talking to because I had to deliver some food one time. They had did a catering order. I had to go to one Hasid place to pick up and deliver to another, deliver to the little community center. And when I got there, he said, "No, no, no, don't lift the food. That's what we got the kids for." The kids came out with the cart and they lift everything. And me and him got to talking because I've been there a couple times. He said, "No, we don't approve of all that. What's going on?" He said, "Because he still has family over there, and he said that's putting them in jeopardy because some of their kids are still in the military and they're still at the borders." And he said he had a friend of his son passed away, and he said we don't want to be at war. He said that's the disease. I don't want to say what they are, disease. He said we don't believe in all that. He said we're more of a religious sect. We don't believe in all that. We're more traditional. But he said we don't have no he said there's the powers that be that's dictating everything. And he said it's out of our hands. But so it's yet because Vance said that, we don't want them doing anything to Lebanon. So we'll see. Because Vance, he might be the president after a while. We don't know. We don't know how if Trump is going to be able to hold up. Because you see how Biden was, he barely made it. And you see how he looked now, he looked better. He was just at the Obama center unveiling. And he didn't look that bad. He looked like he's whiffed it and everything. It's just because of the stress of the office. That's why I think there should be a cap on the age. It should be an age limit. You know what I'm saying? On to be president. Because of the rigors of the White House, I mean, 80 years old is so much you could take. You know what I'm saying? I know he think in the back of his head, I wish I could go play some damn golf and get the hell up out of here at this particular point. But Vance could be set to take over. We'll have to wait and see if the rigors of the White House, if he'll be able to uphold it. But they said when he was just reading it, meeting in Versailles, remember that? Versailles? I'm saying it wrong. You know Versailles, you know what I'm talking about in France. He was just there having a whole meeting with all the other presidents around the world. You remember how he shook the dude's hand and said he had a limp shake? Y'all don't know where that came from. He was pissed because when he got off the damn plane, there was no red carpet. His ass hit asphalt. He didn't have no carpet. Usually they have the red carpet for him. He noticed that he was playing. Like, what's up with this? He ain't have no red carpet, and the president didn't greet him when he got there. So he felt slighted, and he ignored who did he ignore? He ignored Zelensky. He ignored Zelensky, and he tried to ignore the French president. So he kind of halfway shook his hand. So that's why he shook his hand like that. Usually he give you a man handshake. He didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was already feeling slighted, so he was feeling pissed about it. So um, I think it should apply to all members of Congress as well, because they saying Mitch ain't doing well. Mitch McConnell, what's up, Fiona? Mitch McConnell ain't doing too well, and he's still in Congress. He's still there. I thought Mitch retired a long time ago. Can't they? Why don't they go let Mitch enjoy his money? Why don't they let him enjoy his money, man, and go retire? Go fish or something. Play some golf. Go enjoy your money. That man got all type of health problems. They still got him going to work every day. That's elder abuse at this point. Mitch, blink twice if you're all right. Let us know something. We come get you. You know what I'm saying? Why is he still working? Ain't that a problem for y'all? Why Mitch is still working like that? And he almost fell out one day. He's sitting there looking and staring at the wall. How is he sitting up there making laws for us? But guess what? He signed it in blood. That's dirty money he collected over the years. So he got his ass gotta pay. They said, Mitch, you gonna work until you drop. Okay. That's the same thing with these celebrities out here still doing concerts. Bobby Brown did a whole concert sitting down. Okay. They making these people work until they tired. Mary J. Blige the same way. She can't dance like how she used to dance. Go Mary, go Mary. She can't do that shit no more. Her knees hurt. She got gout and shit. Ankles hurt. Okay? Jay out here, damn near 60, he's still freestyling. I'm still the god and see I'm hove, hove, hove. Dude, you can't do that no more. Give it to Drake. That's what the kids like. They like Drake. They like Kanye. Hove, sit down somewhere now. Let me ask you a question since y'all sitting up here thinking I'm going crazy. Watch this. How would you like it? What would you say to me? Now be honest. Fiona, I got a new I need y'all to support me. I need y'all to, donate to my Cash App. You can be like, why? I'm working on my rap career. I'm about to be a rapper. What would you think? Be honest, what would you think? You like if Fiona, she has a British accent. She's from England. I'm sorry, you doing what? You said Janet can still dance. Well, Janet's cool. Mary look like she's struggling though. What would you do? I'm about to rap. You about to rap. Yeah, I'm about to rap, man. I'm a rapper now. I'm about to rap. Rap about what? So there should be age limits on everything, even especially Congress. Mitch McConnell, Fiona, just Google him. He don't look good. Mitch in the hospital. They probably bringing paperwork to him in the hospital. That man didn't enjoy none of his money. Nothing. And my finesse 2 times, boy, nothing. They wouldn't let him enjoy none of that money. Mystical got 20 years. Yes, he did. He got 20 years. And he pleaded out. And he copped out. Got 20 years. Yeah, she's stiff. Knees hurt, everything. Fiona, she ain't like Mary back in the 90s. But they won't let them. I heard when you signed the Rock Nation, you got to it's in perpetuity. Remember Jay-Z said in the freestyle? He said, your contract is in perpetuity. I said, okay, hot shot. I had to go look that up. What is in perpetuity? You know how Jay like to hit you with some stuff. It's in perpetuity. Yeah, he pled to a lesser charge, still got 20 years. God, Lord have mercy. That means he was facing nature boy time. Hey, Medeo, what was the original? What would they offer Nature Boy at the trial? Because they said the deal was still until. Remember, he had to keep meet with his lawyer. Was it 20 years? But you ain't supposed to do nothing like that. No means no out here. Ain't no maybe either. Don't even take maybe. Just be like, all right, well, we'll try something a different time. Let me tell you something. I am so disciplined. You got to hit on me first. I'm sorry. You got to hit on me. Oh, 17 years. So that means he would have been out in 13, Medea. You said Jody Watt. She's still performing. Jody Watt doesn't damn much. Yo, you know what was the worst? You said at the trial 30 years. They offered him 30 years at the trial? Ooh, Lord. Ooh, that's a long time. But let's see. What's his name? Um, he's a singer. I forget his name. Yo, he's like 99. Frankie Valley. Guys, remember they had Frankie Valley on stage, man? They had people singing for him and he just moving side to side. That is bad, yo. That's elder abuse. You said no 7 before the trial and 30 years at the trial. They offered him 7 years, Medea. Yeah, Smokey still performing. Smokey up there gyrating. Smokey think he a sex symbol still. Smokey sitting up there gyrating his hips. You see what I'm saying? And dude, is it me or Smokey got lighter? Or is he using makeup? He looked like a ghost, yo. I ain't never known Smokey that to be that light. He's starting to look like porcelain. They did something to Smokey's face. Yeah, he didn't take Medea. They offered him 7. Damn, he could have stayed PC'd up for that long. 7 years. Yeah, Smoke. Oh my God, when I found that out, I believe it too, Medea. I believe Smokey was doing that. Cause see, Smokey still got the feeling down there. He do. He still got that feeling down there. See how he be gyrating? He still got the feeling. Just because you his age don't mean you don't lose that feeling. Sometimes you gotta take pills or whatever. Sometimes people don't need pills. They still got the feeling down there. Yeah, he would have been home in 4. I believe Smokey did it. I do. And it's a civil case going on. Smokey gonna have to pay. Yeah, programs and classes. He could have been home. Why didn't he take that 7, Medea? Golly. I know he thinking about that now. But the thing is, at this point, maybe it was meant to be. Look at Diddy. I know. Diddy getting stuff shaved off. See, Diddy problem was he couldn't keep his hand to himself when he was messing with Cassie. That's wrong. He should have had kept his hands to himself. You know. He lucky Cassie didn't do something to him when he was sleeping. He's lucky. He lucky she didn't do what Al Green ex did to him. Pour hot grits on him while he was sleeping. Ain't that something? Pour hot grits on that man while he was sleeping. His date is gonna get moved up even more, Medea, after he finished the redat program. He's gonna get it out, I believe. I'm projecting late 2027 after everything is all settled. But Diddy gonna have to be careful this time because he don't been clean for so long. He don't want to have to come out and start wilding out again. He got OD because you know he thinking about them free calls. You know he is. He's like, if I can just get back to Daphne, if I can just hold on, let me get out. Yeah, she went to him. You know, Diddy had money at the time, and some people like money. Money could get you things. It's next thing I know, let me get about 20 million in the bank, or 30 million in the bank. You know what I'm saying? Let me get about 20, 30 million in the bank. Um, it's gonna be changing things. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn into Humphrey Bogart. Yeah. You heard me? Sidney Poitier. I'm gonna be the next Sidney Poitier after that. You know what I'm saying? James Bond. I'm gonna be looking like James Bond to you women. You're like, damn, he reminds me of like James Bond or some shit. Like the black James Bond. And I'm start wearing tuxedos on y'all. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna start just taking pictures just randomly at restaurant wearing tuxedos. I ain't gonna know what to do. Yeah, I heard you said one of them thought he was in heaven, and the other was hugging him, crying like a baby. Who were they? What happened? Who were they doing that to, Medea? Did you see one of the inmates? He woke up because he thought he was free, and he woke up and realized he was still in jail. He started crying. Damn, they were that high. He thought he was in heaven. Damn. Yeah, that's right. Your daughter works in there. That's crazy. I know she see a lot of stuff. And she got to have that you know the crazy thing is, Medea, she got to have that mentality. Because she go to prison every day for work, you know? And you know the thing is, like what did Bootsy say when Bootsy described this? I started laughing because I heard my cousin say it's true. He said you'll have some inmates trying to go heads up with you. And I'm like, what the hell do that mean? He said they be staring at trying to get the female guards' attention while they sitting up there choking and chicken. They trying to go heads up. He said it's a mental thing. They just want, they just want you to see them. It's crazy. You said every day, but the good part is she's in medical. Okay, but she probably hear about it. But I don't know. That jail don't seem like it's that notorious, Medea. From my research, they don't get too many problems in there. I don't think. I mean, they still get problems. I mean, it's still a prison, but it's not like a supermax or anything. USP. Yeah, I know the guys. They look at her door like, wow, 'cause she's beautiful. I know they like, what the fuck? But she still they respect her. They still have respect because she worked there. So it's a difference. It's all how you handle yourself. Because I know somebody that's a CEO, and they said it's all how you handle yourself. And then people get to know you after a while, so it's not a problem. But every now and then you got them sick inmates that like to go heads up with you. Oh, they have just as much insanity going on. Yeah, it's not the pen. My daughter was telling me the pen is off the chain, but they still have their level of problems in it, right, Medea? It's still jail. I mean, prison. So you know what I'm saying. They got their level. Yeah, she said she doesn't do small talk, compliments, none of that. Right. So she maintains her respect. So they have a level of respect for her. But he said that it was this one inmate. His name was Gerald or JT or whatever he said was. He said the guards, he was notorious. He used to always get sent to the hole too when he did that. And he said one time he got so bold, he went out of his cell and did it. Like she was up there in the guard station, he was looking at her, and then he was doing it like that. he went out to cell, but it was like disrespectful because other inmates they all left, but they said he was crazy. He always would get sent to the hole. But there was certain people he wouldn't do that to because they would, send him to the hole. So it's just new people. He used to try to find new guards to do it to. What's up, CC? But yeah, I used to hear those stories. Some of the time I thought he was lying, about some of the stories, but I guess it's true. Then he said that yeah, I heard that CO can be charged, put in prison. But they said it happens sometime. But he said, to mind your own business. He said, you just mind your own business. He said one time they have trustees in there. He became a trustee this before he got out. He was in charge of the new inmates that come in, the ones that got like a lot of time. He said they'll make sure they're all right. And some people that was on watch, he would have to watch them every so often. But yeah, he said it could be off the chain sometime. But he was like, the CEOs got a job to do, and that's all they want to do their job and go home. But he said it's not bad. He said it was this one guy that came in. He said, PC me up. He said, I do not want to be on the main line. He said, PC. He said he been in PC. He was PC the whole time. Some people don't mind it. But I don't think he had that much time to do either. Maybe a couple years. He didn't want to be in on the yard. But hopefully Carmelo is okay in there. Um, if the reports are true, I think Medea, you sent it to me, that he's okay in there. Somebody sent a note saying that their um, family member is in there with him at the Wallace Pack unit, and they said everybody's watching him in there. He's okay. So I think he'll be okay. I don't think he's gonna have any problems or issues. The only issue is obviously he lost his liberties, but as far as his protection in there, I think he'll be okay. He'll be okay. So see what happens in the appeals. Do you guys think he'll have action in the appeals? What do y'all think? He just need him a really good representation. Then anything can happen. We just have to wait and see. But what you got going on today, Medea? They got this new feature now that you can message each other on YouTube. I thought that was cool. You could send each other messages on here now. You don't have to go off the platform to do it. So if anybody got something, a video they need to send me, just send it to me on the messenger. Because now you can message me on here. So just, if you got something, a video you want me to react to or something like that, send me the video. Be my guest. You said the inmates know Carmelo killed someone, so he's capable of. I know he is. He damn sure is. Oh, the lost tapes of Aaron. I thought I saw that. Yeah, that's a good one. What is he up to these days? Wait a minute. Are you doing the lost tapes of Aaron? Like what tapes? Because he got some notorious tapes. Are you doing the positive tapes? Like Aaron now? Because Aaron now is not the Aaron of when he was in the cult. Oh, it's 10 p.m. tonight. I'll be checking. So you premiering it? All right. Well, we're gonna see. He was one of the most interesting members, I must say, because he was one of the members where I don't think he was brainwashed. He wasn't. Oh, okay, that's what's up. But see, he was one of those members where he wasn't brainwashed. He was there for a reason, and he got catfished. That's what happened. He thought they were gonna live off the land, live in harmony, study certain things. That's what type of time. If you notice, he never said nothing to Aaron. If you notice, he never beefed with Aaron. You ever notice that, Madeo? He never made Aaron go in the closet or made Aaron this because Aaron wasn't. He wasn't dealing with that. He was not dealing with that. He didn't make. If you notice, he never. He was in it deep. Oh, you think he was brainwashed? Okay, but he never really. Has he ever disrespected Aaron? I never. I don't think he. I never seen him get disrespected. Let me think about this. Yeah, he was afraid of Aaron, dog, and he had every right to be, because you could see it in Aaron's eyes. Aaron is a good guy, though. Don't get me wrong. Aaron, I talked to him. He's a really good person. He's smart too. Okay, but he's also in the military. Okay, and he ain't afraid of shit. And you can see it in his face. He ain't afraid of nothing. Okay, Aaron ain't afraid of nothing. You said, "Do you have contact?" Yeah, but I would like you to maybe bring him back on your show, Medea. He's a really good interviewer as well because I talked to him. He's really good. Aaron is really good. I don't even judge Aaron from that, being in a cult. That's just his past, yo. I don't care about all that. I don't pretty much forgot about it. Okay, big deal. He was in a cult, you know what I'm saying? But Aaron is a cool dude, yo. He's a good because I talked to him. You remember that, y'all? You said he's hit him for before, plus he took his woman. But see, the thing is though, with Aaron, um, I still think he was cautious around Aaron though. He had to have been. He still was cautious. But I do like your commentary on it. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I really appreciate that you continue with it because I fell off. And some of us still like to know what's going on with the members, but we just don't have the energy to cover them no more. But that's where you came in at, and you took over and became the because I know I'm being honest with you. I know other people do it. I don't listen to other people. I just listen to what Medea talking about. Yeah, I hope they're doing well too. And they've been on social media. Good. They're in North Carolina. I might have to see if I can hook up because my friend moving to North Carolina. They move in Monday, and I will be down there to see him. Um, let me see. I will be in North Carolina at some point because they like family to me. So they're going to North Carolina. They are family to me. They're family to me. So they're going down to North Carolina, and I told them I'm gonna come down there and visit when I go to Richmond. So when I go to Richmond, I got to take care of some stuff in Richmond. I think where they at is about 3 hours from Richmond. So I'll take the 3 hour drive. Oh, they moved here in May of last year. You said Aaron was ready to do whatever. Aaron was a devoted member. He was, but he was one of the most interesting members out of all of them because he stood out. He was more disciplined. He had that like soldier mentality mostly out of all of them. He was willing to die about it. You know what I'm saying? But then, here's the thing. Nature Boy had something good going on until he messed it up. They all gave money. They put money in the pot. They were living in Mexico. They were all helping each other. The women was cooking, even though what they were cooking was I didn't agree with because I was calling it the B2K diet. You know what I'm saying? They was like, and people like Max, it's not called the B2K diet. I said, yeah, but they ain't got no vegetables in that diet. I wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom. And then here, look, and Nature Boy, he used to listen to me, right? And he said, man, that's a funny dude, yo. He said, I can't even be mad with him. He said, the dude is just funny. He said he's sitting up here calling our diet the B2K diet. And he said he's sitting up there talking about he can't even go to the bathroom. And he came on my panel one time, Medea. He came on my panel and we were just talking about regular shit. We weren't even talking about the cult stuff. I said, how's the family doing? This and that. He said, oh, everybody here chilling. I said, okay, tell everybody I said hello. I didn't hate them. And I think they know that. But the thing is, I had a sense of humor, right? And everybody know I don't mean no harm. You know what I'm saying? I like to joke. I told them I can't. I said, you know what I said? I would want to go to the cult. They said, why? Why you want to go to the cult? Because I could stand to lose a few pounds. You know what I'm saying? Because fucking around with Nature Boy, I get right. You know what I'm saying? I have my six pack. You know what I mean, Mateo? Chantel, I have my six pack back. Um, my neck will shrink. I won't even have a big back no more. I'll be straight. He'll have me looking like an adolescent again. Messing with that diet. Okay, cool. You be releasing some more Telegram footage. Okay, I look forward to it. That's one thing Nature Boy know how to do. He know how to get you right. Because your ass would be sitting there starving. Yeah, he would have kicked me out. And you know what he did? Nature Boy said, yo, you a funny dude. Yo, he said, I heard you when you said how I would get kicked out. He said, no, Max. He said, it takes discipline. You wouldn't get kicked out. We would discipline you. I said, no, you wouldn't. I said, because I said, I'd be so damn hungry. And he started laughing. He said, I said, I'll be sitting there, me too, Chantel. I said, I'd be dreaming about McDonald's, Burger King. He said, Max, you just need discipline. I said, bro, I have to survive to have discipline. You know what I'm saying? He said, no, we all eat, Max. He said, we eat at solar noon. I said, yeah, but can I snack in between? He said, of course. He said, we have um abundance of stuff out here. Nuts and berries and I said, okay, cool. Bananas. He said, we got stuff for you to eat. He said, you go pluck you a banana off the tree and eat it. I said, yeah, but you have to regulate. He said, no, bro. He said, that's what everybody's saying. He said, ain't nobody starving over here. So that's why he was laughing. He said, you'll be able to survive, Max. He said, we will help you. He said, we'll get you disciplined and get you, we got things for you. I said, Nature, I ain't want no way in the hell I survive out there. No way in the hell. And it's hot too. And, he said, no, we got tents to sleep in. He said, special tents with no bugs to get in them. And I said, damn, I got to sleep on that hard ass ground in a damn tent. Damn. And he just laughing, because, I am being funny about it, you know. But other than that, I didn't dislike nobody. Musa and them, and even all the bullshit he did. By not letting his girl go and the baby. Stuff like that. But they all smart people. Tory, Key and his wife. If they still together, I don't know if they still together, but they both very smart. Aaron, his wife, all types of stuff. Everybody's cool, man. There's a lot of cool people. The Aya is cool. She is cool. I don't know if she still go by Aya or not, but she's cool. I like all of them. I ain't dislike nobody, man. And I think they know that. I don't dislike nobody. I thought they were just cool, and I don't judge them for that. Okay, you in the cult, so be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to say? Everybody make mistakes. I did some shit in life, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could take back. I just wasn't in no cult, but who the hell am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I spent too much in damn sneakers that I wish I could take back. You know, I spent too much in sneakers, man. It's ridiculous. I wear them though now, but I spent too much with these damn sneakers. It's just you got regrets in life. You're not supposed to. You live life. You make mistakes. You just move on. You said Vibe started dating a girl, but they broke up because the girl was a user. Vibes and Flo are no longer together. Okay, they no longer together. I know somebody that knows somebody that know Vibes because they're in the same sorority. I think Vibes is in a sorority. Yeah, I saw Aya's website. I'm going to join and stuff like that. Yeah, I know she going live tonight. You just reminded me. I'm gonna check her out. But shout out to her. You know what I mean? So everybody doing their thing. You know, Solar just interviewed with the dude with the blue couch. I forget his name. He's on the blue couch. He did some interview. I saw the clips of it. You said they're successfully co-parenting their two children. That's what's up. Where they live at now? North Carolina. I know they somewhere in the South. Oh, that's an old interview. Okay, with Solar. Oh, when they were together. Okay, yeah, that's old. Velvet with Citizen now. Citizen. They must truly be in love. You know how they say that's love when you get the cops called on you. That's love right there. I don't want that type of love. Oh, they Vibes and folk. They live in Costa Rica. Okay, so they out there with it. Okay, Velvet just couldn't get right. The kids are gonna get snatched. Yeah, she gotta be careful with that. Yeah, you gotta prioritize. Yeah, you do got a lot of footage. You can go on forever. What just it gets to me a little bit. He's in that box like that. Ooh. And the thing is, he could move to a different facility, but he ain't gonna be able to keep that phone. So he's in a bad situation. Like, all right, do I give up the phone and go somewhere else, or Or stay right there because he got his phone. She still doesn't have her children back yet. It's gonna take a while, Medea, like I had said before. That's why I asked you. Now that she's on their radar, she's gonna have to do a lot of things to get them back. Her mother will be able to get them though, but as of right now, she has to get that other thing resolved first. Yeah, they got snatched, Chantel. Yep, sure did, man. Now she got to go through a whole bunch of drama to get them back. Once they get in the system, they watch you forever. They don't deserve that either. I hope they're together because sometimes they separate them, and when you put them in CPS, you don't know who got your kids. Oh, that's oh my God, that's a. I don't wish that for her because but despite whatever she do, she's a good mother. It seemed like them girls is like they. Every time I see them, their hair is always done. She take care of them kids, so it's not like she don't take care of her kids. So I don't wish that for. Her. I hope she get them back. But if they feel like she's not stable, she's not getting them back until she becomes stable. And they're gonna watch her on social media too to see, because that's another tool they use now. Like that's what they have at their disposal. Oh, it's not her first case. Oh, okay. Happy greetings, Deb. How you doing? Yeah, that's not good. If this her second stint in the CPS, it's not good. Yep, she got to follow their program. Yeah, that makes it. Yeah, it does make it worse. Hopefully, she get them back though, or hopefully, like her people can get them, like her mom can get the kids. So she would have to reach out to them. She's a grandmother to go get all the kids. How many kids she have? She's like one, two, three. Wait, um, uh, Avi, the boy. How many she have right now? I know she's pregnant, but she got three right now, right? And she's having one more. She's gonna have four soon. Yeah, she has three, and she's current. Okay. Yeah, hopefully she get them kids to her grandmother. Hopefully. Yeah, get the kids to the grandmother or something and have them be with her. Yeah, I don't like them that they with strangers. But the thing is, I know a little bit about CPS because my aunt used to take care of foster kids. She keep messing up like that, she not getting them back, and she keep messing up. She's not gonna get them back. They'll give her visitation rights, but she's not gonna get them back full time. They have certain strikes on you, and you just don't want. The bad part about it is you don't want them growing up in the system. Like you said, it's best for them to be with the parent. So hopefully she get it right and get them kids back. Because what's more important, that dude or the kids? Is the kids. Yeah, that's kind of sad though. But all right, guys, I'll be back. I'll be back a little later. And yeah, I'm gonna charge up my phone. I'll be back a little later. And I keep saying I'm gonna talk about the Guthrie case. I didn't get to it yet. I think that case went cold, guys. But that'll be my next thing. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.